up on TikTok and see if TikTok miss me. Man, I got a lot to talk about, though. No cap. Ain't no cap in my rap. Got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Got a lot to talk about.
Yo, this a big man, they've been at their 40s, 50s.
Ladies, them in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, them are stunting. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, to hit the like button coming through the door on BOLO V&R 2.0. Remember that the super chat is open. Alright? Yeah. And I'm gonna try to start on TikTok. Karen, what's up? Man, listen. From the other day, me feel sad. Fool, what you call it? The chicken is coming to roost. From the other day, me feel sad. I'll put my live over there. Cutting edge, my general. What's going on, player? Wow, go on. I got two of my generals in the building. Ryan Campbell and Cutting Edge. Bruh. Salute. 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 Real talk. Real talk. Deserve. Deserve. Alright, so we're live on TikTok now. We got Sassy81, top general Sassy81. No violation, gentlemen, but Sassy81 out of my day ones is one of the top generals. Yo, shout out to Sassy81, man. Hey, let's get into this, man. Did y'all miss me? I didn't go live all day yesterday. I put out 2 videos, that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. Sassy81 laughing. Elaine, how you doing? Angie, what's up on TikTok? Marcy, how you doing? Hey, listen, all of my people on TikTok, you see my page. Stop playing. I need y'all to come over to BOLO V&R 2.0, you heard? Yeah, I need everybody to get acclimated to BOLO V&R 2.0. Yep, something is definitely about to happen. I heard that Young P is left Jamaica. Is that true? Yo, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's why you like one of the generals, fam. Yo, Cutting Edge was one of those brothers on the app that when I was playing Forza game, the car game, I'm talking about driving around doing all types of stuff, talking. Anybody that watches you when you're playing games, oh, that's different. Anybody that supports you when you're playing games or watching sports, that's different. You understand what I'm saying? Young P run down to New York. Oh my God. Woo! Lord of mercy. Let me turn this on. Let me turn this on. Wow. Young P gone to New York. That's crazy. So, okay. How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? First thing I want to play is, there is a scandal in Jamaica. Well, not a scandal, but it is a scandal in terms of the UHWI, but nationwide somehow got information about Jack Dead, which was not supposed to be known to anybody. But there seems to be a leak in Jamaica. The Auditor General called the companies A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3. Never named them to say which company. But somehow, nationwide, was running with Jack Den the whole time. Although there's 3 other companies or 4 other companies, that names was called in what appear to be breaches, right? Whether legally or morally, right? There was like breaches, yeah? There was some breaches where that is concerned, right? So we said, all right, make we see what's going on. Now, I didn't realize that Mr. Will Rattigan, on the reasoning with Rattigan on YouTube, got an exclusive with a board member of Jack Dead. Listen to this.
Here, I remain committed to ethical conduct, full compliance with the law, and continued service to the people who depend on our healthcare system. How do you guys like that one? Well, we have to come on the streets, but before we do that,
Sir, I know the professor here is
awareness of
we have a gentleman on the line. A gentleman who all of you should know for a variety of reasons. But I don't feel like I should tell you those reasons. I want this gentleman to tell you who he is
Listen to this.
and why is he here.
This is a board member of Jack Den. Remember, Nationwide was running with Jack Den. Listen to this. And I want to hear from you, the people of Jamaica. I want to know where you guys are at with this. Are you guys okay with the explanation that was given by Jack Den? And furthermore, let me say this before I go into Jack Den. Who are the other companies? Who run the other companies? Are they associated with the JLP? Is that's why we don't hear about those names? Or they just want to put this on the PNP? Right? Was this leaked by Nationwide, politically motivated? These are the questions that I have, ladies and gentlemen, for them. And if it is that Jack Den, in your eyes, is guilty, we still don't even know who is person A that owns MedTech with the $31 million for the drill that costs, what, $4 million? We still don't hear anything about that, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to know what's going on with that. That's what I want to know. But here is Jack Den, one of the board members of Jack Den. Let's hear this.
Today. And then we will go from there. Sir, welcome to Reason with Rattigan. Please tell us who you are.
welcome, thank you. All right, I'm from Jack Den. I'm from Jack Den, and we have been having some problems. But I'm going to read something to you guys. I'm going to read something to you. And tell me if you can agree with me on this. I'm going to read something to you guys that the Auditor General put out. I'm going to read it to you. And you can tell me if you guys agree with it. Just give me a second, I'll get through. I'm going to read it.
Take your time, sir.
And you know, these phones don't have so much stuff on it.
So, while you're finding
One
that,
second.
give us an overview. What is Jack Den? As you're looking for that.
Well, all right, let me tell you how Jack Den get started in the medical field. Our first journey was to Cuba to start this journey. And while we were planning to go to Cuba, I said to the chairman, Chairman, why are we going to Cuba? He says, I don't know either, but when I get there, we'll find it. So while we were there, we had to go, all right, let me read this to you, and I'll go back to that question. I have reviewed the recent Auditor General's report and wish to take this opportunity to clearly and transparently set the record straight. My decision to establish the medical facility was driven by a fundamental awareness of an urgent response to the growing need for dialysis treatment, particularly for patients who were struggling to afford high cost of care access to life. Saving dialysis should never be a privilege reserved for a few. And that principle guided every step of this initiative at the time the dialysis machines were imported. I sought and received permission for this clearance using an institutional tax exemption certificate in accordance with the circumstances then presented the record should show that all amounts subsequently determined to be due were paid. Furthermore, the record will also clearly demonstrate that all transactions, therefore, were conducted in the name of my company with all duties and taxes properly declared, and paid in full. Now that the Auditor General has indicated that such an arrangement should not have occurred, I fully respect that determination in keeping with my long-standing commitment to transparency and accountability and the rule of law. I stand ready and willing to pay any sums that were exempted through the use of the institutional tax exemption certificate. This matter has never been about personal gain. It has always been about responding to a public health need, easing suffering and expanding access to essential medical care. I remain committed to ethical conduct, full compliance with the law, and continued service
Hi,
to the
Elaine,
people
how
who
are
depend
you?
on our healthcare system. How do you guys like that one?
All right, so what Jaden is saying there is that pretty much that, you know, there's no real gain that they gain from the situation. It was all about saving lives. And if it is that they should pay the money, they are willing to pay the money. Pretty much. But let's continue. Let's hear some of the questioning from the brothers.
Well, we have it up on the screen, sir. But before we do that, sir, I know the professor here is chomping at the bit, but before we go any further, what I need to ask you to clarify for us is this. I don't know if you can see the screen, but if you see the screen,
Oh, I can't.
you cannot. Okay, I'm looking at the Auditor General's report, case number 1.2, and it says improper use of tax exemption to secure 10.1 million tax waiver for private company number 2. And private company number 2 has been identified as a company that brought in a lot of things, including 12 dialysis machines. We have not called any names because the Auditor General did not call any names. She said company 2. Are you suggesting, are you indicating, are you telling us that company number 2 is Jack then?
That's correct, yes.
The company.
So only hear that. Jerry Bryan, big up yourself. I mean, hey, Jerry Bryan, you know, when we look on the situation, my thing is this. The agenda is real because why is it that Dennis Gardner the only person them actually put out there for nationwide? It would suggest that the other 3 company them is liberate. My question is to us Jamaicans. And me not even talk about the liberate them because them back corruption 100%. That's why them vote for Andrew Jones. See? My question is this, based off of the interview with the director, one of the members of the board of Jack then, when I listen to the interview and I listen to his position, what I got from it was that there's nothing wrong with what we do. It was a gentleman's agreement. We were just like where they said on Andrea's show. That was accurate. We were pretty much approached by UHWI because basically them cannot give everybody service for that particular service, which is a service that is in demand. So what them say is, you are going, we are going to get you these machines using our tax exemption, and you are going to give the people that we send to you as an overflow that probably can't afford or we not have enough appointments. We can't fill all of the appointments them. So we're gonna send them to you. Yeah, because what them do skillfully, you're right, Jerry Bryan. what them do skillfully is divert all of the blame from Tufton, because Tufton are real germs, you know. Because him go on like say him never have no idea about this thing, you know. But the way it seems right now, based off of the information, Tufton know everything what go on. So Tufton now hear the Auditor General report and I come tell me, he say, oh, you know, I'm going to put a board together so we can do this and this and this. Tufton, you, may I tell you, say, God, I got to deal with it now. Me hear pan Colin Bell show say, him here say, them want get rid of Andrew and Tufton are going to take him place. Tufton not qualified. He two of them have resigned. Them not ready. None of them not ready. If you swap Andrew with Tufton, right now you jump out of pattern and go in a fire. You mad? Them can't do that. We now, as a matter of fact, God is not with them. By 2027 or before 2026 end, one of them are pack up and go where they're supposed to go. I must say, man.
We have that clear.
We now work with them.
When the Auditor General says
Now work with them, Jerry.
company number 2,
Now
in a report, she's referring, and you
Oh, by
heard
the
the
way, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe to Jerry Bryan, you know. On YouTube, I see him name. Of course, him equally to be blamed for any situation where that is concerned. Because remember, say the funds have to come from the government, you know, and through the Ministry of Health, you know. So this has to be a situation that he was, one, aware of, and two, he was comfortable with. So because it come out in the public now, and the JLP have this reputation where a scandal back a scandal back a scandal, and they know the optics of it, they don't want to touch it. He don't want to be a part of it, so he want to blame UHWI board. But that don't go work. We can't know. We're not making get away with that.
But, by the way, sir, what is your connection to Jack
We're
then?
not making get away with that.
One of the directors.
You're one of the directors. Interesting. Okay. Sir, you may proceed. Tell us a number about Jack then and all of this stuff going on with the University Hospital of the West Indies. Educate us, please.
All right, so let me tell you how this started out, right? So I want to explain this properly to Jamaica and the world and everything, right? We decided to partner with UHWI. So we had a verbal conversation with the CEO.
Listen.
And he says, go ahead, we can work together. So when you have an overflow, you would send to Jack then. What is the cost for a people to go on dialysis machine at 17,000? What is Jack then charging? $10,000. There's no way in Jamaica you can go and do dialysis for 10,000. So because of the arrangement with Jack then and UHWI, that is why we do it that way, because we get a little break and taxes. I mean, Jack then is not the only company that. Look at Grace Kelly. They get tax right up. You have other big companies get tax right up. So I don't see why they should be breathing down Jack then short to be doing good. But I don't know if you guys agree.
I'm listening. I agree that there should be some sort of help to the people that can't afford what is generally provided. I do agree with that.
Right. I do get better. We have a teacher, he's a retired, and he was going to UHWI, and he could only afford one. He was supposed to be doing 3 treatments per month. He could only afford 1. They sent him to us, and every month he gets him only pay $10,000. We write off $20,000. If you don't say, we write it off, and we don't turn back customers. We don't do that. Once you come, we're going to take care of it. So these are all the things that Jack then is doing. So when we ask for a break, the general public, Jamaicans.
Okay, so that is with regards to filing your annual taxes.
Right.
Okay, so there was talk of machines, dialysis machines, being brought into the country by way of UHWI and tax exemptions being allowed.
Oh, Jerry Bryan, go to Reasoning with Rattigan, and the timestamp is around 2 hours and 17 minutes. The interview actually started. So this was Saturday. This was the last one he did. This was 3 days ago. I never even knew that this happened until last night. Today I was busy. I went on the road. I did all type of things. And I get to do no live. I get to do no live today. So that's why I'm live right now. Because this is the first thing we want to tackle and talk about. So let's go to reasoning with Rattigan. It named breaking news. Rattigan announces on the GJDC UHWI corruption epidemic credible crime stats. That's the title. That's the last video live stream that he did. Because you know him do live stream like every Saturday, Wednesday, and every something. 3 live stream a week him do. So that's it. Like me say, go to 2 hours and about 13 or 17 minutes. So we find it around this when it start. See? And then you can listen to this. Because I would love to hear your opinion on it, to be honest with you. Me, it's a my thing. You liberate them can't chat to Jack them. And can't chat to Dennis God. Because for them thing over the corrupt. Now, what I'm saying is, as a people, what do we expect from our leaders? Are we okay with this move of, the tax being exempted to help the people? Are we have to decide, whether or not, because the two sides of the argument is good enough. Mr. Rattigan Bridging, Kevin Stew, he might argue upon principle, say, yo, why you never just do it the right way and just get the machine and done? Because now it make you look bad, and then you're going to pay the taxes, because the man say, yo, they're going to pay the tax them, where them actually, the government actually, or we the people actually lost, Jack then decides they're going to pay the $10 million. The man say, I'm ready with him credit card now. But my man there say, alright. Kevin I say, but you better you just do it that way they are done. And the man I say, yo, I really see nothing wrong with it, because we were approached and it's a gentleman's agreement, and when you look on how business run, it's done like all the time. The man I say, yo, we're still gonna give the people the cheaper alternative, although we pay the tax now. We're gonna pay the tax now. Them committed to them still are gonna pay the money same way, just like them still are gonna offer the service cheaper same way, just like how they did. So basically Jack then now, to me, in my estimate, is saying we understand say look bad, but we had good intentions, and we just have to pay it, because we don't want it to be said that we strip the country of these tax dollars that normally they would get in that circumstances. And him still maintain say, this man, we not talk about Dennis Gardner, him, as a part of the member of the board, he must say, yo, we never do nothing wrong, bro. We never do nothing wrong. And that he must say.
By that method, and them being used not by you, by private entities. Jack then is one of those entities that was named.
Well, I don't know about Jack. I just know about Jack. I don't speak for Jack.
Right. So, as you're representing, so you brought in dialysis machines through UHWI? Yes or no?
Yeah, those 12 machines. Yeah. Those 12 dialysis machines come through. Yeah.
Okay. And that was an arrangement with your organization, with Jack then and the University Hospital, or was it verbal? Was it written?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, man. No say a word.
It was verbal. It started a written contract, and for some reason, the lawyers have sent it back and said, but by this time, the machine had fit. We have the need for them. Is UHWI clear then, We didn't really actually clear them. UHWI did all the clearance. All we did was pay up the money. No, here's it.
Want to hear that? So, what happened is this, ladies and gentlemen. The gentleman's agreement is a gentleman's agreement. You will say, this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to use our tax exemption for you to get the machines, so you can offer the people the service cheaper. That's it, That is it. Based off what the man has said. Period. Alright, they say you go full stop. Now, the question is, Jamaica, are you okay with that? Where say Justin say, you miss me? Oh, Big up yourself, man. That's why I'm going live enough to check who miss me. Anyway, that's what he's saying. Listen, we don't say anything wrong with it, period. Because we paid for the machines. We basically gave you the money to pay for the machines. You will use their tax exemption to get them in, so we can get this service to the people at a cheaper rate. And I eat that.
Give context of this now. So the customs do an audit, and they have now finished their audit on Friday. Monday, maybe Monday and Tuesday, they're going to send whatever the excess is up to you. You will put it to the board. The board will come back to us and say, look, the duty is now 10.1 million. I'm going to pay. No problem. So it's going on to what you call zero. And you're good to go. That's it. So we are willing to pay. So all of this hula baloo excitement, I don't think that is me. So all the excitement about this and that, that's not really. That is finished. That's done.
So, well, because this is new to a whole lot of us out here in the public sphere, right? So, if companies can get these tax breaks, are you of the opinion that people should know that companies are getting these tax breaks and using other entities that can get these tax breaks when they can't get them themselves to facilitate their products, getting their products into the country?
Well, I can't too speak to that because I'm not the minister. I'm not the prime minister. I'm just saying, if you feel like you need a break for something, then look, like I said, other big companies get breaks in this country. You know? So here's a company that is not, this money not going to drop in pocket, you know, and the chairman pocket, you know. This is money that he's now ending from his pocket to facilitate health. Let me give you a point. Let me help you a little bit. When Mr. Gordon started this journey, I remember we went to Cuba like every year. We can't go because of the blockade with that. When we went to on this journey, you know, and I said, there's a chick, let's show you know what you're doing. He said, yes. And he says to me, you know what? He's diabetic, but he believes in a lot. And he says, you know how much money he has spent so far, a lot of money, you know, to building this new hospital, you know. He's now putting in 25. He's putting in operating room. He's doing everything. And guess what? He's doing all of this. Him could be a man of an apartment, you know, and collect billions of dollars. He said, no, that is not his forte. I want to save people life. I'm going to do healthcare. So we have to, this man should get a big certificate, walk on with everything else in the man there. If his pharmacy, you know, discount. Sometimes, chairman, why discount? Well, that's one of our people, let them go on. So, you know, it's a journey that is, you know, because the journey just beginning up. I'll tell you guys, you know. This little food is about only for 10 million, you know. The journey just begins. Putting in 25 beds, putting in operating room, putting in that, bringing doctors, bringing nurses, everything. So we should be complimenting him. We should be knocking him down.
Wait, hold on. There seems to be a need to differentiate between a need for a service and the method by which the service is being provided.
Right?
Jerry, where are you? Big up, respect.
There's a need for poor
Big
people
up.
to get service, to get dialysis, right?
Right.
Because they can't afford it. The entity that is providing this need, is it okay? So you're saying it's okay for Jack then to go about getting the dialysis machines by way of another entity that can get these tax exemptions so that they don't have to pay it, so that the service can be provided to the people?
I'm not going to go that route. This is just a one-off situation. Let us get this straight. This is just a one-off situation that we're trying to bring in UHWI along with us. One-off situation. We don't need no more of that. Any equipment that is company that we're buying, we don't want no tax. We just want to pay. Whatever the duty is, I just bring some stuff out of my company. I pay the duty.
Okay.
It's not a one-off situation. And we will never see this happen again on that jacket.
So then you're agreeing that it wasn't right to do in the first place?
No, I would never say that. I would say it is a very good move because it's saving lives. Very good.
Well,
Very good. We have over.
I
Hold on, let me give.
could know because I know CPR, and I can go out there performing CPR and choking people all day, every day. That's a good move. Am I certified to do it? No. Or
Okay.
I could be providing some type of medical care. Am I licensed to do it? No. But I'm saving lives. So should I be doing it?
Right.
Now, me dey in the middle, you know. I understand exactly what Kevin Steele is saying. He's speaking on the side of principle. Where you see the example him give a while ago was not a good example. It doesn't correlate with the situation with Jack Den. Jack Den is certified as a hospital and them offer medical services. This is not a certification issue. This is a tax issue. Taxes were, I don't want to say evaded because it was a gentleman's agreement. It's not like Jack Den evaded taxes. It's UHWI offered their tax exemption status to purchase the equipment on behalf of helping people to access a cheaper alternative outside of UHWI. Kevin and Mr. Will Rattigan is standing on the side of principle to say, brother, now your company in the news, it kind of smear your reputation with some people. Others are going to say, nothing wrong with it. You're there on a 50-50. I think the real question is, was it worth it? Because you're going to now pay the 10 point something million, you know. So was it actually worth it? Because he's saying the board member is saying, we're not gonna ever do this again. You know why they're not gonna ever do it again? Because of the public thing and everybody's opinion and putting them down and, you know. So instead of going through that again, listen, we're just gonna pay the tax. Kevin Stew is saying, why would they never just pay the tax? Because when they say we're not going to offer the service anyway after we pay the tax. Because the position of Jack then is that truly this is not about the money. This was about helping people. So I understand the two sides of the coin in terms of the conversation and the questioning between Kevin Stew and the board member of Jack Den. Right? I totally get it. I totally get where he's coming from, and I totally get where the money is coming from. But in the Bible, ladies and gentlemen, in the Bible, and I know this is not something that you can probably link to the Bible, but there's a saying, there's a way that seems right to us men, but in the eyes of the Lord, it's a broad way to hell. Yes? So, I think this situation, it doesn't hurt the PNP. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it hurts the PNP. I would say if the JLP talks about it, you guys are super hypocritical. Period. Like you can't even be in the conversation. You guys don't stand for no principle. You guys don't stand for no ethics. Only no stand against corruption, not at all. You guys are okay with Daryl Voss saying, yo, I breached the law and I would do it again because I did it for the right reasons. Here it is. This is not the same, but it's like a cousin of it. It's not as bad as Daryl Voss, but it would be a cousin of it. Basically, it's better if Jack then say, yo brother, you know, say we just have to buy them and pay the tax because we don't want nobody or call the name so we evade tax. Although we have an agreement. Just that's how Kevin Stew said, bro, just do the right thing and done. Don't make them set you up. That's what I read from it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I don't, because you don't like it. They should be doing it.
Okay, so this is
Yeah,
the same
that's-
question I'm asking you about acquiring the dialysis machines. I'm not saying that what you're doing is not the right thing.
Right.
I'm asking you if you agree that the way you went about doing it was right.
Well, I would say we are right because ask permission. In other words, in other words, I'm in the car business, and if you come to me and say, Clement, I want to bring in 5 cars on your company, and I say, go ahead. What is so difficult about that? And you pay the regular, and you pay this or you pay that. This was just a verbal situation, and look, let us look at it.
You know what I think it is though, Jamaica? I think it's a cultural thing. For my people on TikTok, come on, man. Show your boy some love. Easy fix, what's up? Let me call in some of my troops over on TikTok. I don't know what's going on. Look how long I talk to them. I talk to them 30 minutes. I not even have 1,000 likes. Oh, no, no, rate me, dog. I know say later enough of my people them. Sometimes them find me late, so. You know what I mean there? I'm gonna take off something off my screen. Probably at that. Probably at that. But
And you pay this or you pay that.
yeah, so what I was saying, I think it's a cultural thing. So culturally, Jamaica wouldn't see anything wrong with that. You have a company, you want to bring in some car, you know me have a license for bringing them for you. I'm going to bring in them for you. Yeah. One hand wash the other. That's the culture. So we have to ask ourselves, I think the real conversation is, as a people, how do we want our country to be run? Do we want the culture to stay the same? Or do we want to elevate the culture? To the point where those fine little things that could be perceived as corruption, we don't engage in them at all. And we have to decide like what we want to do. That's where I'm at with this. Because I can't really like at this point it's like where does the chips fall? I think Mark Golden is in a impossible situation. I can't even say Mark Golden doesn't need to throw away Dennis Garden because I can't even say that. I literally the line is so fine. I'm like, man. You know? It's such a fine line, ladies and gentlemen. Because when I look at the whole situation, how the job then benefit from this? Even without the tax exemption, with the tax exemption, how did they benefit? How? From the time that they took the equipment and how much clients they had. From the time they took the equipment and the clients that they had to actually give the cheaper alternative. Remember, say a 17,000 to use a dialysis machine, a UHWI, and them charge 10. So every person that comes there, $7,000 gone. Oh, by the way, they're still going to give them that service and pay the $10 million in taxes. They're not. There's no win for them. Oh, and their reputation in some people's eyes is still smeared. But that is the shiny object, you know. And we as persons that support the People's National Party, we hold our party to a higher standard than the Jamaica Labour Party. I know in my support of the PNP, I hold them to a higher standard. And this is still tough for me to go. Man, I'm gonna, go after Jack then. I can't do it. I'm conflicted, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, I am conflicted. I am right there in the middle. Me can go to Kevin's two way, Rottigan way, and me can go to to Jack then way. I'm just then I make like so. Yo, you know so I understand what you're going on, say, and the two have a valid point. Yeah man, the two have a valid point. No look a joke about it. Two of them have a valid point. You know, you guys have to go over there and watch that show in full because Mr. Will Rattigan really went in when it comes on to his questionings. You know what I mean? He really went in, and I can see why he was a part of the FBI. Yeah man, the questions were very nail-like and specific. But to the credit of the Jack then director, he stood his ground in terms of his position. What he says is what he believes. You understand? I don't know where in the law they would say, oh, he breached or Jack then breached. I don't know. I don't think there's any legal anything to say, yo, they broke the law. And if it's a situation where they broke the law and the law is not paying the tax and they pay back the tax, I don't know where in the law that says, yo, all right, so what's going to happen to the UHWI board? Is there a law that states they cannot assist a company to bring in equipment to facilitate helping persons get a cheaper alternative in terms of service? Is there a law that says that? I am not a legal luminary, so I don't know. You understand? I don't know the laws like that. How you doing, Yannick? I don't know the laws like that. So, you know, it's just a touchy thing. It's a touchy thing. I would have much rather that Dennis God never engaged UHWI at all, given the individuals that are a part of UHWI and the board and stuff. I really would have rather he not engage them. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, so it goes. So it goes. Today, let me see if I have some. Whoa, what is this?
That's why they went to that. That's why.
All right, I have to go to Rasta man, for sure. You see him on the thumbnail, right? Yes, yes. So that's the situation with Jack then, ladies and gentlemen.
You understand me? They paid for it, and the people. You ever hear them neighbors, they don't give it to them. True. What you call for is that people them don't want to.
know. There's a the
And they deal with that. Very long.
this will be
A revelation.
a revelation. Oh, this would be warrant
frustration.
Warrant.
So I called into Colin Bell show today, guys. He played the clip with Mr. William Shirley. So Mr. Shirley is taking the blame. Well, not taking the blame. He's letting it be understood that it's a private project. It's not the Prime Minister and it's not the government. So I asked Colin Bell, I said, I realized that Mr. Shirley was okay with Andrew Honest, you know, deceiving us into thinking that the government was the one that was responsible for this project. And they used it as a ploy, you know, in their campaign. Because you have to understand, you know, all they hear these people talking about September 3rd gone already. The Jamaica Labour Party never stops campaigning. They never stop campaigning. All right, comrades? They never stop campaigning. They are always campaigning. So please don't get it twisted. All right? Whether they might tell lie or they might cut ribbon and deceive people, they are always campaigning. So I hear Mr. Before I go back to what I said to him, I hear Mr. Well know some say all the while. You as the people that have the information and the facts, you see, you have your part to play in your community, where you go and talk to the youth, and you talk to big people in conversation with action, what's going on, whoever you engage with the most. And it can be a group of people so they can get the right information, whether they want to receive it or not. When you plant the seed of truth somewhere, one day it's going to, that root is going to dig so deep that the person cannot avoid it anymore. It's going to be their foundation at some point. And even if they're lying to themselves, they're going to know that they're lying to themselves. You understand? Yeah.
Frustration.
Come through with the Rasta now, man.
I want to link up.
Oh, so I said to him, listen, I noticed that Mr. Shirley, you know, when Andrew was cutting ribbons and having us think that he was the one. Steve Mix said, this is hard. I wouldn't want to be in Mark Golding's shoe. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's really about principle. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, any decision that Mark Goldings makes, I will stand behind it, because I'm right in the middle with it. So any decision he makes, I'm going to stand behind it. Because the JLP is so bad that they really can't open their mouths about whatever decision Mark Golding makes. If they want Mark Golding to remove Dennis Card out of the People's National Party because of this situation, what is Andrew Holness doing there? What is Darrell Voss doing there? What is Christopher Thornton doing there? What is Marissa Dalrymple doing there? What is Andrew Wheatley doing there? What is Bobby Montague doing there? Need I go on? More than half of Andrew Holness' cabinet would have to go off legitimate reasons that are worse than the Dennis Garvey situation. And that's a fact. That is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said to him, Mr. Linton Shirley, allowed Andrew Holness to cut ribbon and have us believe that is the JLP do this. But now that the thing flop and it busts out as a big scandal and the whole situation is dirty, Mr. Linton Shirley jump out there and put on his Superman suit. I forgot to see of Andrew reputation. What a thing. Look at the Edmund Bridge. What name? Edmund Bridge? Edmund Bartley? That particular building structure there. Hurricane Melissa could come make them know say paper they use and build the building. Ladies and gentlemen, everything Andrew Holness touch a poison. You don't realize that everything that Andrew Holness touch is poison and it's being exposed. There's nothing when him touch when now flop. Everything he might attach himself to, poison. If you realize that, type yes in our chat.
China. I want to link up the teacher,
Yes, man, please.
Because yesterday class was riveting. I love it. Yesterday class was riveting.
Internet, David, we had
With
the
Ralston
internet
Hyman.
cut it off.
When we took stock and brought back 2007 to 2012, explaining to the people of Jamaica what went wrong with the Jamaican economy. And we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it.
Please do.
Rallying.
815.
Oh, no, rallying on the day. Mr. Bell is using our make to accomplish at the 2023 when I think, yeah? How much revenue for 20 earnings? Well, if we're doing something wrong here, let's do it this way. Either right, that looks like we're doing it now. It never looked, we had something wrong a while ago. Raleigh, good evening.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
What go on, teacher?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Everything good?
Yeah, man.
How is Jamaica? How is the health of the Jamaican economy?
Not very good.
Not very good.
No, it was stagnating and now it is shrinking.
It is shrinking.
When you hear that, the Jamaican economy before Hurricane Melissa was stagnating, meaning it wasn't going up and it wasn't going down. It just stays up. Still, now move. And now it's shrinking, that means it's getting smaller, weaker, less resilience, no strength. I just wanted to make that, pay little sit, let's continue. That's the teacher right there. All right, good.
Understand, if we don't get back the town of St. Elizabeth and the farmers of St. Elizabeth, what was St. Elizabeth's contribution to Jamaica's GDP and the farming sector?
Well, we don't have that kind of breakdown. That's one of the things. We don't have those kind of regional breakdowns because all the thing is about the macro. So we don't have those kind of parish and regional breakdowns.
So them now
Scott
look
not
at
collect data, no.
them now look at the micro.
No, Scott. No, the micro, no.
Oh. But on a guesstimate, because St. Elizabeth.
So what Rasta Diamond is saying is that they really don't have the details on that because the government does not focus on the microeconomy, which is the economy that everybody is most affected by. The microeconomy really shows the regular man what he's going through and how he's suffering and how he can't afford this and that and the other third. The macroeconomy mostly uses big businesses and stuff like that. So the macroeconomy doing well doesn't necessarily mean that the microeconomy, the smaller economy, is doing well. All right? They always talk about something about the money trickling down. Well, the trickling is one drop every 5 months of the big money where you see them a make up top. Yeah, something like that, in my estimate. One drop every 5 months or 4 months.
Elizabeth is recognized as Jamaica's food basket. And St. Elizabeth was terribly hit by Hurricane Melissa. Approximately what percent of our agricultural production that takes away from us?
Well, the government said that the hurricane cut agricultural production in half in 2025 when compared to 2024.
50%.
Yeah.
And that would mean then that we're going to have to import more pumpkin and more melon and more skelly and onion. Thus putting more.
That is why they went to the IMF for balance of payment support in the rapid financial instrument. That's why BOJ got 415 million from the IMF.
So from that 415 million, then we have 3.185 still available.
Call it 3.2. Yeah.
Call it 3.2, right. Still available to us. What would make us take that money or not take it?
Well, it depends on what the government is seeing. This year they are planning to only draw down some 80.
Ladies and gentlemen, TikTok, if you didn't believe that the Israelis have a hold on TikTok, the new CEO says the term Zionist will be treated as hate speech. Let that sink in. It tells you the influence that is now on TikTok. It tells you who runs TikTok now. Hate speech. Lord have mercy.
$1 billion Jamaican dollar from that process. The total borrowing that they are going to borrow this year is $247 million, which is about 6% of GDP. 149 billion of that will come from local sources and 88 billion from foreign sources.
And this is different. This $88 billion is different from that IMF facility that is available.
Yeah, man. It's a big IMF facility already. So the 88 billion will come from out of the 3.2 billion US
High
dollars.
Also,
salary.
we're going to take it from that, so they still going to take more than the 450.
May I tell you?
Yeah, because the IMF money goes straight to the Bank of Jamaica. That's balance of payments money. Money that goes to government accounts. So they have 3.2 billion available out of that money. That's US. But the money I take 88 billion Jamaican dollars out of that.
And when they
This year.
when they do that this year, where would Jamaica debt be? Where would our general debt, overall debt be? Because it's now,
About
go ahead.
about 2.4 billion.
Because right now it's at what, 2.2?
2.3.
2.3 trillion, not billion, trillion.
Yeah, 2.2. Yeah, trillion
2.3
dollars. So
trillion.
it'll be like 2. Yeah, it'll be like 2.4 trillion dollars. 2.4, 2.45.
So
So I know them not the money, them not plan to take a significant portion of the money. That is what we see in the budget this year.
so that means that they are not planning to do any major infrastructural development this financial year.
No, remember the capital budget, the central government capital budget, them only had like 24 billion to it. And them had what call the select group of public sector entities. So I talk about like Water Commission, UDC, and the place.
So
The capital budget is 105 billion, and the central government is 100 billion.
So if we hold on, give me that again, Raleigh. UDC and Water Commission, you said that they are what?
Their capital budget, we call it the select group of public sector enterprises. Their capital budget is $105 billion. And that for central government is $100 billion.
So does that add up to government spending 205 billion?
Yeah, that's what not spending. That's what they plan.
That's what they
Remember, them
scheduled to
always come
spend,
back.
right? So
Yeah, remember them always come back and say no spend all of the money because of procurement difficulties. But that's what they have on paper to spend.
would this be enough to rebuild the town of Black River?
Yeah, man, that could be missing a specific program based on that. But yeah, that would be a significant sum. But all those agencies, they have different things that them say them are doing with their money.
So to the people of St. Elizabeth, you don't see any plans to start the rebuilding of Black River in this budget?
Well, no, I haven't seen any clear, no. So I don't know what is it that they are planning to do with the addition to the government's capital budget. They don't tell me what they are going to do with that.
You expect to hear that within the budget debate?
Yeah, man. Because all of the state group of public sector entities, they have them specific programs that them say them about.
Hi, Carla, what's up?
And
So I expect to hear further clarity.
that will come when the budget presentation is underway, that entire debate, where we're going to hear from the Minister of Finance twice, and we're going to hear from the Prime Minister once, the Shadow Minister of Finance once, and the opposition leader once.
Correct.
So tell me now, Raleigh, if the
Like
government...
for example, just to give you some context. The LHT said their budget is $50.3 billion. Yeah, and that is to concentrate on housing. Right? The Post Authority.
Hold on, NHT said their budget is 53 billion?
$50.3 billion. And
Wow.
the Port Authority of Jamaica said they will concentrate on the build out of the Cayman Special Economic Zone with their budget. Their total capital budget is $10.5 billion. The Airport Authority, them said they will concentrate on the airports. Yeah, so that's their capital budget. UDC.
Their capital budget is how much? Airport Authority is how much?
9.5 billion. UDC have 5.5 billion in projects. Them say they are counting to put in key infrastructure. The National Water Commission, 3.6 billion. Them say they will upgrade water supply and sewage projects and all of those things. Continued implementation of the Greater Mandeville Water Supply Project and those things.
So they have what they are planning to do with this money already then. So
Yeah, man, that's part of nothing. That's what I'm telling you. So we see no plan for no St. Elizabeth in that. The central government did not tell us what they are going to do with their capital budget, so maybe it is included
Hi,
in the
Tricia.
central government's budget.
and UDC,
Ashley,
where you
what's
see some
up?
urban
How you
development
doing?
on
Yeah,
their
man.
5.5 billion.
Yeah, man, 5.5 billion. Them just say key infrastructure projects. Yeah.
But that's not a lot.
So-
That's not really a lot.
No.
And the NHT with $50.3 billion, they should be focusing on housing.
Exactly.
We expect to
Housing.
see the government build houses for people who got damaged in Melissa, or that $500,000 is where it's at. It's done.
Done.
No, I would expect that. I mean, because if you're going to spend that, you should give those places some product.
Ralston,
But Ralston, you have to know better, bro. You can't expect that from this government, bro. I mean, you better just say they should do it because it's the right thing to do. But we know that they are not in the business of doing the right things. They are in the business of doing things in reverse, like taxing the hell out of us after we just had a disaster that hit half of the island. No other country ever did that in the history of history. But this government did it. I want you guys to remember, we're not going to let you forget. No other country has taxed the people of a country heavily after a massive. As a matter of fact, it is the third strongest storm in the history of the world. That means there was only 2 other storms as strong as this, which means only 2 other times did any part of the earth or sea get hit by a monster like this. And this country, this government, decided to tax the hell out of us after. And then you have the lab rats, them really out here trying to justify. You guys have no shame. You have no shame. No shame.
the Minister of Finance, in answering Isaac Buchanan, brushed aside the whole argument of the wipeout. Let me just bring your memory back a little bit.
People, when you go watch your son, on Colin Bell show, make sure someone follow Colin Bell. Make sure someone follow Will Rattigan. Alright. Portland Spice TV on YouTube. Alright, okay. So there was a story that I only heard breaking news. I was on the road. I didn't even get to take a look at any articles or anything like that. I'm going to be very frank with you, but no, I got some clips. No, I got some clips. What? The judiciary has announced that night sessions at Melbourne location of the Kingston and St. Andrew Traffic Court will not be held today following a shooting on the premises. A statement from the court administration division said the session has also been suspended for the rest of the week. It did not provide any additional details, including when night court sessions are expected to resume. Ladies and gentlemen, you're telling me that according to this, a shooting happened on the premises of the Melbourne location? Who was involved in the shooting? Was it police? Or soldier? I'm just seeing the story. Those are the questions that come to my mind. At the courthouse? We're going to move on. PNP salutes legacy of civil rights icon Jesse Jackson. Everybody's talking about Jesse Jackson today. Even the Prime Minister. Rest in peace, Mr. Reverend Jesse Jackson. Right? Christiana tax office to relocate. Okay. Let me see if I can find the article. Mother unalive, daughter injured in attack at their home in Portland. Mighty God. What? just like, man. Like everywhere still, everywhere. It's not just Portland. You know, but some places more than some. Not single out Portland. St. Andrew man gets life imprisonment after gun and ammunition found in ceiling. What? Red Hill St. Andrew was found guilty over the seizure of a gun and ammunition hidden in the ceiling of his Red Hills home. That sounds like somebody will have money. Red Hills, the money people like. In sexy part. More than 2 years ago, sentenced to life in prison, Ian Guzmore of Cedar Valley, Red Hills, was sentenced to life in prison for unauthorized possession of ammunition and must serve 15 years before eligible for parole. Damn. Okay. Rather urges onion farmers in Heartsease, St. Thomas to tackle rising foliar disease. Right? Tough that Jamaica hammering out new health MOU with Cuba. Shipment company makes desperate plea as millions paid in taxes while containers sit at port for months. Well, I would say to them, listen, make it easier for the people them come for the stuff them the man. You understand? Dennis Gordon must recuse from PS. Alright, who write this? This has to be a labor. It's gotta be a labor. JCAA pushes back on general aviation collapse claims. I guess the Gleaner has not looked at this story yet. St. Elizabeth cop searching for 13 wanted men and 10 persons of interest. Mighty God, that is a serious operation. The conditions inside Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Facility in the United States will bring even a seasoned military veteran to tears for 65-year-old Godfrey Wade, the decorated U.S. ex-soldier deported to Jamaica a week ago. What? We said a while ago. No, that the story that we definitely have looked upon by itself. That's a 9-minute interview. St. James Municipal Corporation waived 50% of debt owned by craft rangers. Okay. Election a come up. Salary increase. Document being circulated. Fake. Alright. No, I'm not getting nowhere with cleaner. Something just play this. Two in custody following cocaine bus at FedEx. Yo, Jamaica is not a real place, you know. Why all of a sudden a uptick in cocaine bus? If it's not the United States pressure in Jamaica, I don't know who is. It's gotta be the US, bro. Telling you, it's gotta be the US. Major drug bus at FedEx on Halfway Tree Road. Wow. Brawling. You and Nikisha Birchall that said. When was this released? Oh, this was a long time video. I put in say it upon mute. It's a long time video. Long time video, no people. No light, no water, no business. Right. Big up to Amar Card Brown JP, PEMCA president. Right? Congratulations on being elected as president of the Philosophy of Education Management Communication Association. The People's National Party joins in celebrating his achievement and recognizes his dedication to education, philosophy, and leadership. Big up yourself, my general. I believe this guy is with Mr. Dr. Ethan Campbell in Westmoreland. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. I think that's where he is. Congratulations. Now we have Mr. This man already come talking to Anthony Hilton. Let's see what he has to say about the situation with the urban center.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
This is Anthony Hilton, opposition spokesman on trade, industry, and global logistics. 10 months ago, the Prime Minister stood in Morant Bay, cut a ribbon, and declared the Morant Bay Urban Center open to business. It was not true. In fact, it was a lie.
Jamaica, Mr. Moore make up nice and can't make no nice. It's too late. Mr. Hilton, we'll see a while ago. Hold on, wait. I thought I was the only one. Jamaica, I thought I was the only one that really decided to tell them the truth. It is a lie. Jamaica, we can't pretty it up no more. Jamaica, it is a lie from the pits of hell. It is a lie, Jamaica. You hear what I said? I'm going to say it now. Oh, sure. It is a lie. It is a lie. We are open for business. Oh, by the way, we don't have light and water, and there's no switch situation.
Cut a ribbon and declared 10 months ago, the Prime Minister stood in Morant Bay, cut a ribbon, and declared the Morant Bay Urban Center open to business. It was not true. The business. It was not true. In fact, it was a lie. 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 Today, that facility remains a glorified construction site. There is no light, no water, sewage issues persist, and the retailers who invested their hopes and savings are still locked out, bleeding revenue while they wait for keys that should have been in their hands last year.
Mighty God.
Why were millions of taxpayer dollars spent on a ceremonial opening when it was obvious the work was incomplete? This was not leadership. This was a political photo opportunity staged at the public's expense. I'm calling for full disclosure. What role has the Factories Corporation of Jamaica played in this fiasco? Who is funding the cost overruns? And most importantly, when will the government stop treating the people of Jamaica as mere props for an election campaign?
Here.
These business operators deserve answers. The Jamaican people deserve better than political theater funded by their own pockets. The time for accountability is now.
At pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP.
Ladies and gentlemen,
10 months ago, the Prime Minister stood in Morant Bay, cut the ribbon, and declared the Morant Bay Urban Center open to business.
Thank you so much. Please, if you are able to have your seats, please be seated. First,
Let me start off by giving thanks to God, who has made this day possible. And we give God thanks for the showers of blessings that He has rained on us.
You don't know say that on a curse, right? No blessing in a shine upon them, no blessing in a fall upon them. The rain there was a sign. You remember good.
We are not dry weather people. We are resilient people. And we know that God is pleased with what we have done here today.
We have done here today? Oh, I'm clipping that up. Yeah, I'm clipping that up. Yeah, I'm clipping that up. That part, I'm definitely clipping that up.
Allow me to thank those who have mastered the ceremony so far, and allow me as well to acknowledge Mr. Fenton Ferguson, representing the Leader of the Opposition, the members of my cabinet who are here. So many of them are here, I could convene a cabinet meeting. His Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, Chen Daozhang, and here I must mention the special effort and support of the Chinese government and China Harbour Engineering Company, who played a critical role in this development.
China Harbour played a critical role in that development. Oh, okay.
I must especially acknowledge the members of Parliament who also played a critical liaison role in ensuring that the project went off seamlessly. MP James Robertson for Western St. Thomas and Dr. Michelle Charles for Eastern St. Thomas. Allow me as well to acknowledge our Custos, the Honorable Norma Walters, and our Mayor, Marcia Bennett. Forgive me, Custos Marcia Bennett. Allow me to acknowledge our Mayor, Councillor Louis Chin, Mayor of Morant Bay. Now, what can I say about the Honorable Big Ton Shirley? Because it's no more Little Ton anymore. The chairman of the Factories Corporation was taken on this project not just for his own professional duty, but he has taken it on as a passion project. This is something that he really wanted to see done, and I commend you, Tani, for the effort that you have put in. Mr. Angus Young, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Commercial Bank Capital Markets Limited, for your partnership in this project. Mr. Dan Granby, Country Manager of China Harbour Engineering Company, and all the clients and stakeholders of the Morant Bay Urban Center. But most of all, I want to thank each and every one of you here who has come to witness this moment in history.
Yo.
I want to thank the people of St. Thomas for your patience, for your long suffering and your endurance. Today, we definitively close the chapter of decades of underdevelopment, disinvestment, infrastructural neglect that have long defined a narrative of St. Thomas being the forgotten parish.
So this was such a monumental situation. You heard what he said? We close this chapter of St. Thomas being the forgotten parish of undevelopment. Wow. Really? Chapter still open, friend. Chapter still open.
Today, we emphatically declare that St. Thomas is firmly on the path for the fulfillment of its true vision of a prosperous, growing, fair, and equitable society.
Oh, wow.
Today is 160 years since the Morant Bay Rebellion. For many, there is an expectation that for the wrongs that were done to us and our forebears and our ancestors, that there must be reparations. And I believe that there must be reparations. And eventually, inevitably, there will be reparations.
Inevitably.
We must keep up the fight for reparations. But I
Yeah,
also
man.
believe
Chris, yeah, him same man, Mr. Big Nose, I am same man.
that the duty of reparations,
This was the speech he gave at the Urban Center. So I am going to peruse the speech and then I'm going to do a video about it.
does not only lie on the generations that follow the wrong, in the sense of the generations of those who committed the wrong should right the wrongs of their forebears. It is also incumbent on the generations of the victims to also, in their own actions, in their own achievements, in the decisions they make, to right the wrongs that were visited upon their forebears. In other words, whilst I believe that there must be reparation,
I agree.
I am not going to wait on it.
No make no sense.
I believe that I have the strength and vigor of my mind and body.
You know, there's not the original bone in Andrew Jonas's body. He copies everything. That's a part of the anthem, you know, the strength and vigor of my body. To speak diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so I can play my part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Bro, you's a lame fam.
Believe I have the agency, meaning the independence to act in my own interest. And I believe I have equal or even greater intellect to use whatever little resources I have to correct the wrongs that were visited on my forebears, so that my children coming won't have to suffer the indignity and the wrongs. And it is in doing that that you are able to stand up as equal to those who have done you wrong in the past. To say, regardless of what you have done to me, see, I have made good with my own two hands. I have pulled myself up from the bootstraps. I have stood up against obstacles and I have overcome. Today is a day when the people of St. Thomas can say, we are overcoming 160 years of wrongs and neglect, and we are doing it off and by ourselves with our own resources.
So Andrew, the Urban Center not wrong, bro. You do the people them wrong, bro. Or deceive the people them into thinking that this was all that you said a while ago. When it's a failure. Yeah, him and Daryl Vaz do the same thing. It's not about the children of Jamaica, it's about their children. Yeah, it's about their family. Remember when Daryl Vaz say, yo, I want to give you an next term. So him can start out film picking them. You remember? Yeah, man.
That is what it means, my people, to be independent. That is what it means to be independent. I am not an ideologue. I don't believe in any form of ideology other than what makes sense, other than what works, other than what is practical, other than what is fair.
Practical. Fair. Interesting.
And I have conducted myself as your leader in that regard. A decade ago, at a church in this parish, I hosted a town hall meeting called Prosperity Live. Some of you here may have been in that church hall. And a young lady stood up and she said, and I'm paraphrasing her, St. Thomas needs development. For too long, we have neglected the parish. And she used certain examples to demonstrate the neglect. I'll never forget it. She said St. Thomas is the only parish that doesn't have a stoplight. And then she went on to say, St. Thomas don't even have a KFC.
We can understand a stoplight, but what is significant about having a KFC in St. Thomas? And that's the only store that's open at the place now with no water, no light, and a sewage issue.
Now I am going to send the bill for promotion to KFC because the amount of time that they have been mentioned here. But you get the point.
I don't take that very lightly. He's going to send the bill to KFC. Kickbacks? Jokes? Which is it?
That the people of St. Thomas wanted to see the signs of modernity in their parish. 10 years later, I am able to stand here and say, St. Thomas, I did not forget you. St. Thomas, you are now at the cutting edge, the frontier of new developments in Jamaica. Ground was broken in 2019, but the plan was actually conceived in 2017. And I recall distinctly when we broke ground.
Hold on, wait. Go back. What you say a while ago?
Of new developments in Jamaica. Ground was broken in 2019, but the plan was actually conceived in 2017. And
Who was a part of that plan, Andrew? Conceived 2017. Who was a part of that plan?
Recall distinctly when we broke ground. There were those disbelievers, as there always are persons who are skeptical, that said it wouldn't happen. There were those who probably secretly wanted it not to happen.
Bro, why would you even speak on somebody secretly not wanting it to happen and you have no proof of that? This man is so gaslighting. Oh my God, bro.
But by God's willing and hard work, it has happened. We have a comprehensive development plan for your parish. We started off.
We? Who is we? This is where he implements the government in this plan, you know. He continues to say, we have a comprehensive plan for this parish. We, the government of Jamaica. We, you have a French you speak, we, blah, blah, blah. What you do?
With the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, a 16 kilometers, 4-lane highway from Harborview to Yallas, and 96 kilometers of improved roadway from Yallas to Port Antonio. All of that together represents approximately $200 million of expenditure. That is about $32 billion spent on improving access through the parish. And it wasn't all the main road. We improved the road access for Cedar Valley as well, and other roads leading off. And it wasn't just roads. We also put in water, we put in sewage, and we also laid the conduits and cables for broadband internet to come to this parish. We have built this Morant Bay Urban Center at a cost of $6 billion Jamaican dollars.
We, Andrew, amount of time he said we, it would not be unreasonable to think that literally the government has something to do with this development. We, Andrew?
We have built the Yalas fire station at a cost of 163 million Jamaican dollars. We have upgraded the Acadia and Port Morant Health Center at a cost of 37 million Jamaican dollars. Not to mention the whole heap of social housing that we have given in the parish, and today I'll be handing over about 6 more. And we're not stopping yet, because there is much more to be done. Much, much more. We have 13.5 acres of land in proximity to this development. And I want you to look out for it, because I intend to come to the first festival or stage show that is kept there. When Gramps and the Morgan family is performing, when Popcorn, as Prime Minister, of course, what do you think? I intend to be there to hear Tony and sing. Sing. I'm not going to do any singing today. But we're going to develop that 13.5 acres of land into a multi-purpose entertainment and sports facility that is going to be the envy of other parishes. This project is not yet finished, because we're going to do another extension of 10 acres of new buildings for micro and small businesses in St. Thomas, right here, right on this center. And we are not just thinking for 5 years.
I was holding out for hope that he was saying it's not yet finished, because, we have some little nicks and knacks to actually fix and put in this and put in that before it's actually open. But he's talking about a whole new wing, a whole new addition of building, not the one that's standing there. Mighty God.
We're thinking for the next 50 years. This urban center is going to grow. And so we are taking the steps necessary to ensure that we have access to lands around the urban center to secure its future expansion. We are very happy that we can bring a university to the parish. We are very happy that
we are very happy. We.
Park Trust is going to be here, not just as an administrative office, but they will have the training facilities here as well. When I heard the announcement that PICA will be here, a lot of noise went up for them as the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, JPS, NWC, the National Housing Trust, the Jamaica Information Service, all kinds of government entities are going to be here. So the people of St. Thomas don't have to travel to Kingston to be connected with their government. They can come right here. Oh, did I mention that the tax office will be here as well? But while I'm very proud.
Yo, you guys hear how he's speaking about this? When the actual rent for one of these government buildings is like 12 million, almost over $10 million. Yo, Andrew Onis is something else, bro. I swear to God, man.
This building, which is your municipal head office, your parish council head office building. I'm also very proud of the courthouse. And there's a reason. You see, a part of the spark for the Morant Bay Rebellion was that the small farmers, the children of the former enslaved who worked the fields, trying to do their little business, they couldn't get justice. They were occupying lands, and the plantation owners didn't want them to become subsistence farmers. So they did all kinds of things to undermine their occupation of the land, so that they had to come back to the plantation to work. And therefore, even if as freedmen, they would go to plead their case in court, they couldn't get any justice, because the administration of the court system was also a part of the planter class. And that created a sense of injustice in the society, and that boiled over into the rebellion. So it is very symbolic that we are going to be putting right here the most modern court facility in Jamaica, and possibly indeed in the Caribbean, right here in the...
Again, we making it seem as if he is involved in this development. Just keep out, remember that.
Morant Bay Urban Center. We are also going to be building out medical facilities, and this will host 25 specialized units ranging from general practitioners, pediatricians, neurologists, orthopedic surgeons, you name it. And we will also have a facility for accident and emergency and urgent care. This will significantly improve access to health care in St. Thomas. We are laying the foundation, my friends, for a new economy in this parish. And I want you to pay attention to that mission. We are not going to create prosperity without creating an economy. And to create the economy, you have to build infrastructure, because it is the infrastructure that creates the platform on which people can do business and generate profit and satisfy demand. This lovely facility here, this very convenient facility here, well designed and well laid out, this is going to create the new economy that will generate the new wealth for the parish. Not just for people who are already rich, but for every single person in St. Thomas. This will be generating the prosperity that you have always wished for.
You see that right there, sir? Wake me up when that happen. Them there ain't never the man talk about prosperity for who? We have to go back to this, you know. You see that part there? 23 minutes and 10 seconds. Let me mark that down. Outside the bag of we were talking about. That statement that we make a while ago, very significant. Wake me up when that happen. No man, just wake me up when that happen, man. I tell her. 23. Call it 22 minutes. 22-minute mark. So I have that down. Yeah man, I have that down. 22-minute mark.
The important point to note, however, is that this development is not only going on in St. Thomas. We have already started the Boundbrook Urban Center. So the people of Portland will be experiencing this kind of joy, to see the restructuring and redevelopment of their parish, to see the creation of a new economy in their parish. We have started to acquire lands in Negril, because the town of Negril is growing rapidly and it needs its own urban center.
Yo. All I like them when Andrew tell another speech. The rain a pour, and the man now stop telling, Norma, how are you? Hi. Good morning. Hope all is well. Him now stop telling lie them. One brother did there, one security or somebody, one assistant did there, hold the umbrella over him head like this. Damn, Andrew. You never see God that I should say, yo, brother, stop telling lies, bro. Go and sit down. Mighty God.
In Portmore, we are looking at a project in Portmore that we are going to be calling the Jamaican Silicon Valley. And that project is...
Portmore. Yep, Portmore. You see what is happening with this thing now? Take sleep market. My people in Portmore, my familia, do not be fooled. You know what I said? Do not. You know what is Silicon Valley? For you to have a Silicon Valley in Portmore, you need to build STEM schools. And you need to have 3 generations of youth in Jamaica acclimated to science, technology, engineering, and math. What does that do? Inventors. People that make apps, people that make physical engineering stuff, you know, cars, whatever. Structures, buildings, engineering goes into architecture as well. Listen to me. Don't make Andrew trick you here. Do not make Andrew trick you. When you get trick ready for September 3rd, do not be tricked. Alright. Can't stay.
Is in its development state.
Just do this.
It's the Nagohead Integrated
Integrated
Business Center, and that center will be the largest project undertaken by the FCJ. It will span 1 million square feet. That would be about 2 times the size of this project. Minister Vaz pointed out to me that when I am speaking, I must mention that it is not just roads that we have built, but we have allocated 2 bus routes to St. Thomas. And those 2 bus routes, since they have been installed less than 3 months now, about 4 months now, they have carried over 100,000 rides. And I am certain that everyone who is using those buses are very happy because it is saving them bus fare, improving their convenience, and it is operating on time. But more is to come. You're going to get 7 school buses that will be serving some of the remote areas of the parish. And I'm certain that the children of this parish will be very happy to be able to use those buses. And of course, those buses will be free of cost to them in terms of bus fare. But what I'm also very proud of and very pleased of, you haven't seen it yet. Well, you have seen a little of it. But St. Thomas is going to see an explosion in housing development. Already, we have about 2 or 3 housing developments happening along the road corridor. But I'm here to tell you that I am in sight of at least 3 other major developments to come on more than 3,000 acres of land, which will give both accessible, affordable, and low-income housing, and middle and upper-income housing. So the entire parish is going to be a place where people are going to come and move in to live. So you who have been here suffering for a long time, you are also going to benefit because they have to come to your market, they have to hire you, they have to come and use your service. So your parish is going to grow and your income is going to grow. And from your income, you will be able to do the things that you have always wanted. Now I know, I'm the first to tell you that there is still a lot to be done. We know that there are communities that still don't have proper water supply. We know that there are communities that still have bad roads. We know that there are many houses to be fixed. The last time I toured, they took me on the riverbank around that side and showed me how the river is eating away and threatening their houses. We have to address those. So as I stand here and tell you all the great things, I don't want you to believe that I am not also aware of the things that are dragging on your mind. But anybody can come here and play upon grievance and grouses, but not anyone can actually say, I can deliver. I can deal with those issues. I know how to deal with it because I can show you how I have dealt with it.
How did you deal with it, Andrew? The urban center now open one. The urban center now open. Like, yo, this right here, bro, is hilarious. It is hilariously sad. Sometimes you have to go back and listen to the Prime Minister still. Oh my God.
So I said to those persons who choose not to look at the positive side of things, those who choose to see the glass as half empty, I say to them, look to the person who can fill the glass. Look to the person who has made the glass half empty. Because the person who is complaining that the glass is half empty is usually the person who never put a drop in the glass. And if you want the glass to full, you have to deal with the person who at least bring it from 0 to half. We are ready to bring you from 0 to 100 and even more.
You know, this is where the gaslighting comes in, because when the People's National Party is doing something and doing a project, they make sure the glass is full. So he wants you to go down to the level of half glass. When you're doing a project, you don't cut no ribbon unless it's ready to open. You see what he did there? Appeal to people's emotions that are die-hearted and just chat foolishness. That's what he did. And people say, yay.
So, as I close my presentation to you with the showers of blessings on us, I feel like we have closed the circle with Paul Bogle and George William Gordon, who gave their lives, and the over 400 Jamaicans who were slaughtered, massacred in the rebellion. I feel that today we are beginning to repair the injustices of the past by our own means and through our own will.
Brother, so you're using this particular development. The disrespect is real, bro. Andrew wants to use this development to say that they did right by these heroes. Something wrong with this man, bro. Something wrong with him.
We are charting our own course to prosperity, which is the true destiny promised to us. So I want to tell you, the people of St. Thomas, we are happy with what we have achieved, but we are not comfortable, and therefore we are continuing on the journey to make the glass full. God bless you, and thank you.
So, when I listen to that speech, Andrew always gave me the impression that the government had something to do with the development of this particular urban center. Wow. Right?
Many pipes had to be redirected. And also, based off our client's demand, instead of having one major water supply unit, we are giving each client their own metering system.
Came up on Jamaica 3 months after you opened. 3 months.
Yes, and I agree with you, but I also feel, just to understand it a little bit, because I know you have the knowledge, it takes time to do the work that JP ought to have done. To fill the putting up transformers, ensuring that the power plant that is on our side does not go blank to affect the wider community. So they have to order, put in place 7 different locations for transformer plants. They are on site right now. They are confirmed that being back on site by the end of this month, going into the first week of next month, all the tanks will be able to have a certification to go and access electricity. Remember also, okay.
They will, hold on, let us get that clear. By the end of the month, what will happen?
In the first week of next month,
Uh-huh.
the APS would have powered the plant, the campus, to allow clients to have access to electricity. And remember now, clients that have been sitting on the side that has not completed their build out cannot have the facility to have JPs come unless they do get built out. JPs come and sanction that whatever they have done is fit and proper to give them certification to hook up to the electricity.
And how many?
We have been pleading with our clients.
This appears to be Mr. Shirley on Nationwide making excuses as to why the urban center has not been open. And it's a simple question I have. Why did you guys cut a ribbon? Didn't you guys know all of these things could be potentially a hindrance to the entity opening? What, you just knew all of this now? What kind of businessman are you? I think those are logical, fair questions. What kind of incompetent businessman are you? Opening up, cutting ribbon for a project that is not really mature enough to do so. It wasn't ready to cut any ribbons. No light, no water, and you cut ribbons? Now, if there was like a situation where, you know, we need to install some doors and windows, I could understand. But seriously, no light, no water, and an issue with switch? You gotta be shitting me, bro. And you collected money from people for their places? And 10 months after, you're telling us that that is not egregious and the people should understand? Let me tell you something. If I was the person, if I was the person that paid my money for a property or a shop there, and after 1 month I can't go in there, me and you in a problem. Yes, man. You waste my time and you waste my money. You feel what I say? Yeah, I'm ready to make some money, bro. Believe
That has signed the lease agreement and has not started the build-out period to start that now. Just that started a long time ago.
How many such clients do you have, Mr. Shirley?
Okay, we have 16 such clients that have signed the lease and have not started.
And how many units do you have in all?
We have 81 units in all. 63 units have been assigned. 18 is in negotiation. And after that 18, after 63, 15 are standalone buildings that are occupied by government entities. Right?
And
A lot of the clients, 16 of the clients also have come in and almost completed the built-out period.
And where water is concerned, what has been the hold?
Again, this is a misinformation because water was always on the site. 7 days ago, China Harbor Tech went to disconnect the lines that were constructed given to them under the construction to now align it with a metering system from NWC. Right? In doing that transfer, many pipes had to be redirected.
So, Mr. Shirley, the water that was on the property, where was the water coming from? I want you guys to listen to what you just said a while ago.
Given to them under the construction to now align it with a metering system that the China Harbor Tech went to disconnect the lines that were constructed given to them under the construction to now align it with a metering system from NWC. Right? In doing that transfer,
so again, the question is, where was the water coming from? Because you're going to get a metering system from NWC, which means the water that you had there could never be coming from NWC, because NWC could not be giving you guys free water. You know, only give me a second. We forgot to have that phone now. Hold on. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah. I don't know why when I go up on TikTok, that one could style way. Oh, what? I already logged into TikTok, bro. What is going on here? What is this? What's happening here, sir? Well, never mind. Something wrong with someone. What do you mean the username wrong? What do you mean by that? I don't know my own username? Are you kidding me? What? Give me a second, people. Yeah, that's exactly. That's exactly where I'm at with it. See there? The name is BOLO V&R. The thing still I tell me say it's invalid. That don't make no sense. Oh my God, sorry. Ooh. Anyway, let me continue. I don't know what's going on there.
Lines that were constructed or given to them under the construction to now align it with a metering system from NWT, right? In doing that transfer, many pipes had to be redirected. And also, based on our client's demand, instead of having one major water supply unit, we are giving each client their own metering system, right? NWT, we have been working with, I must say they have been very supportive of everything on the site. And on that site, you must also remember that we have a water supply.
So what I'm saying, hold on, what you say what?
Unit that also supply 22 different units from some of the wells that we have on the site.
Oh, so Mr. Shirley is saying that they have water wells on the site. Juliet, talk to me right now. We take any criticism. Any criticism right now. Any criticism. Any criticism. We take it right now. You could have openly criticized me right away. You know what I mean? Because your criticism is your opinion. I might agree, I might disagree, but your criticism, you know? We disagree with my mother all the time. And I'm my mother. So, you know what I mean? Take any criticism, man. But, same as I said, the water, them up on the well. They have some wells. So that's where they want to get water from. But they never had any official water from NWC. So it is misinformation that there wasn't any water there. So where did the argument come from that the KFC did have to get truck water? The water from the wells, isn't it adequate enough? You know what I mean?
Again, most of the piping has to be reconnected, redirected based on the construction. And they are on site presently to ensure that today water will come back on the site. Having done the adjustment to the lines that check would have disconnected due to the construction arrangement.
Have you heard from the Prime Minister since the story broke, Mr. Shirley?
The Prime Minister has always been communicating with us.
No, I'm talking since the story broke this morning.
I sent him the message. He has What that me to say, you have called me to say that we are to be on top of things. And in
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the
So 437.
ungodly. Is in the latter that you shall prosper. Tuesday, you know, man. To Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like the channel, and share it with someone in your contact. I'd really love if you would share the channel with everybody in your contact. We are building out.
Same thing we said to you. Who you see? Juliet Baker. Who do you see on this app not sitting? Who do you see walking around and doing a show? Unless it's like you're outside. Really? That's it?
Studio people. So we're taking time because we think
You
that
got jokes,
we
huh?
are here
You
long
got
enough in
jokes.
this space where we should build out a studio that we can get very comfortable and have everything at our disposal like what we have in Jamaica. So we're going to establish a studio here and have one there, and anywhere we stay longer than 3 weeks and intend to return, then we must put in the facilities that when we are in these spaces, because we intend to be in these spaces more than once per year. Yeah, man, definitely. So please like, share, and subscribe. The thumbs up button is what you press to like. Ah, boy. I want to say good evening to everybody in the chat room. Port Antonio Hospital, good evening. It was good news for me to learn that Port Antonio Hospital now have its own pediatrician. Remember, it's something that I've been calling for. And I am happy to get that information that the Port Antonio Hospital now have its own pediatrician. The children of Portland now have a children doctor in the public space at the Port Antonio Hospital. My understanding is that we're still seeking for a general surgeon to take on that aspect because, you know, something came to my mind this morning that I need to do something for the Port Antonio Hospital. Louis Culture, step up.
Welcome back.
Oh man. Big up Louis Culture. Wow.
Those watching online at onespotmedia.com. Brace for a further increase in the price of goods. That's the message this evening as stakeholders digest the $29 billion tax package announced by the finance minister last week. Consumers are set to pay more for locally manufactured and imported goods with the announced increase in the Environmental Protection Levy. The base on the domestic levy is 75%, but it will now move to 100% of sales. Come May 1, 2026, the Environmental Protection Levy on imported and local goods will also move from 0.5 to 0.8%. But where do people normally pay this tax? Tax specialist Alison Peart explains.
Where I normally see it is when you import something. So if you bring in your barrel, being basic, people who go and import things on, they bring things in and you see your customs invoice, you will see an environmental protection levy there. Manufacturers will also see it. But what it is, it's a tax on the cost of what you bring in or the cost of what you manufacture. That environmental levy is going to go on everything. So that means it's going to increase costs. As you know, globally costs are an issue. So that one I feel will probably hit us a lot more. Like everybody's going to feel that one. So it's not so much I have an issue with it. I'm just saying that one is wide.
Finance Minister Favour Williams told Parliament that the government is hoping to collect about $3.6 billion in revenues from the tax measure. Wow. For the opposition,
in relation to the Environmental Protection Levy, again, my recommendation, the funds that we anticipate to collect from this goes into building greater resilience so that we can absorb some of those shocks that we naturally are going to have in the future. Given the nature of climate change, we are likely to have future events that some of those resources be put to build resilience, whether it be in the infrastructure, river training, other things.
In the meantime, the government plans to start collecting GCT on digital services starting in the January to March 2027 period. Countries worldwide have been trying to figure out how to tax services consumed in their countries, even though there's no physical presence.
Canada brought in one of 3%. Various percentage came out. Canada had to drop it because Donald Trump came out harshly on it. A lot of US companies get very upset when they see a digital tax. What this is, it says GCT on digital services. It didn't say they're coming with that tax. What it said was our GCT base. They're clarifying and making it clear that it applies to digital services.
Ms. Peart is awaiting details as well as suitable legislation to govern the move in Jamaica. Until then, she shared her initial thoughts.
So what that means to me is, if I'm using an Uber app, I'm using the other apps, not just American apps, whatever app that I'm using to book hotel, Airbnb, any app that I'm using that is coming into Jamaica as an intangible, which means something you cannot touch, the right to use something. If it's coming in from overseas, what I'm understanding from this is you're going to have to pay the GCT.
So there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding the taxes. There is not much clarity on it. That's what I'm getting to understand. Even the people that deal with digital services, we are going one TM family, even them I say, oh, Chano, them need to make we know about this. Initially, this is what they think, Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I am Sandy Williams. The government is coming under scrutiny over the status of the Morant Bay Urban Center in St. Thomas. The facility was declared opened last year, but now stakeholders are suggesting the facility is still not ready for commerce. Deja Thomas tells us more.
$6 billion. That's the investment it took to open the Morant Bay Urban Center in St. Thomas, a project touted as the first of its kind in the country. It was designed to integrate public and private sector services in a one-stop commercial hub. But nearly a year later, opposition spokesperson on industry Anthony Hilton is calling on the government to clarify reports that the Morant Bay Urban Center remains incomplete and inaccessible to tenants after the April 2025 official opening. Mr. Hilton is demanding full disclosure of the Factories Corporation of Jamaica's role in financing the project and an accounting of how extended delays and cost overruns are being funded. He says the facility still lacks basic utilities and faces unresolved sewage issues, with the vast majority of commercial spaces yet to be handed over. Mr. Hilton says the December 2025 opening of a single fast food outlet does little to mask what he describes as an abuse of public funds.
Today, that facility remains a glorified construction site. There is no light, no water, sewage issues persist, and the retailers who invested their hopes and savings are still locked out, bleeding revenue while they wait for keys that should have been in their hands last year. Why were millions of taxpayer dollars spent on a ceremonial opening when it was obvious the work was incomplete? This was not.
Yo, seriously. Andrew Honest know for waste of money, Andrew Honest know how for waste of money. You remember when he did down for Mama people going to Africa? And he must spend millions of dollars for one ceremony for one place on a work mate after 10 months? Almost a year. Shame, Jamaica. But this is what you guys want. This is what you guys accept, and it persists.
Leadership. This was a political photo opportunity staged at the public's expense. Who is funding the cost overrun?
Mr. Hilton argued that the opening of the facility was a premature and an election ploy, leaving local retailers who invested in stock in anticipation of the opening facing significant financial losses.
When will the government stop treating the people of Jamaica as mere props for an election campaign? These business operators deserve answers. The Jamaican people deserve better than political theater funded by their own pockets. The time for accountability is now.
4 months after the opening, FCJ chairman Littleton Shirley had revealed that the urban center was still not fully operational. He said clients had been given more time beyond the original 3 months to outfit their operations and work was progressing steadily. There were also criticisms from the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation that the lease rate of $10.3 million per month was too high, but Mr. Shirley insisted the figure was reasonable based on the investment. McKinsey Robinson, TVJ News.
All categories of fuel will fall effective tomorrow. Each liter of 87 gasoline will decline by $2.19 and 90 gasoline will fall by $2.20. Automotive diesel will see one. Auxiliary workers in Britain Primary and Infant School in Port St. Catherine say they are still without answers months after raising concerns about inconsistent salaries. The workers had previously complained about delayed payments and in some instances receiving less than the sums owed to them. At the time, they warned that industrial action was possible if the matter was not urgently addressed. Now, months later, the employees say the issue remains unresolved. One worker told our news team that salary inconsistencies have continued, describing the situation as frustrating and disheartening.
The same would be happening even today, because today when I checked the ATM, when I'm supposed to get 33,000, I got 16,500, and that 16,500 I can't take care of business or children. And I think ministry need to rectify these things. It can't continue happening over and over again.
We can't even buy our shoes because we're not getting the pay. We're not getting the pay to buy what we're supposed to buy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this is embarrassing. And this is unconscionable. This lady is literally with a shoe, the side of it. Bust out. Hey, if you've ever been through that, you just put one in our chat. If you have ever been on the side of poverty to the point where you only have one shoes on your foot, and know them type of something, and the shoes are bust out. You all sweat already, glue it, and it bust out back. If you don't know anything about that something, please let me know. Put that one in the chat. Nothing to be ashamed of, trust me. But this is shameful, not because she is not ashamed on her. It's a shame on the system for having workers in the space of education and they are not properly taken care of because they're just not being paid well for such an important role that they play in that space. It's a damn shame, brother.
Every time we go on ministry, where the principal call ministry because we don't have an issue with the principal nor the bursar inside there. Where problem lies with Region 6 and Region 1.
To other news, Deputy Chief Public Health Inspector for St. Catherine, Denise Douglas, is seeking the local authorities' help to shutter a slaughterhouse that's in breach of public health guidelines. She made the disclosure at the monthly St. Catherine Municipal Corporation meeting on Thursday.
Upon receipt of a complaint, the slaughterhouse was assessed on January 15th and February 10th, and the department was extremely dissatisfied. It was found to be operating in contravention of the Public Health Act and regulations made thereunder. The inspectional findings indicate that the entity poses a public health risk to the community.
But councillors questioned why public health legislation could not have been used to secure the establishment's closure.
The butchers would submit their applications for license to the local board. Now, as you're aware, the medical officer of health would have issued them with a closure notice. So what it is that we are asking the corporation to do is to suspend the license.
And it's time for a break. Stay with us, more stories when we return.
Oh, United Island Gas, okay.
In news, it's now time for the Business Minute.
United Oil and Gas says it has completed the first stage of a major offshore survey program on its Walton Morant license in Jamaica, marking a key milestone in its exploration work. The company announced that the multi-beam echo sounder survey collected high-quality seabed data across nearly 1,200 kilometers of priority areas offshore. The information will be used to guide the next phase of the exploration for oil, including heat flow testing and targeted seabed sampling. Further afield, a pioneering black-owned newspaper in the Pacific Northwest has shut down after 5 decades. Founded in 1975, The scanner became the voice for Portland, Oregon's black community, documenting civil rights struggles. The paper's owners are credited with the effort to rename Portland's Union Boulevard in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. The publication released its final digital edition in January. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Prince Moore.
Time now for the top regional and international.
So all them just do that, so all them just drop one little thing in with the oil and gas. That's it? That's all we hear about the oil and gas? I don't know, man. I don't know.
National stories.
In the region, Prime Minister of Bahamas, Philip Davis, says 3 new power stations planned for Andros will provide a modern, reliable electricity supply to support growth on the island. He made the comments at a signing ceremony for a power purchase agreement between Bahamas Power and Light and a Bahamian-owned energy company aimed at reducing outages and improving who depart.
Hold on there. So today when I was listening to this, I thought they were talking about Jamaica. Hold on there. Let me read this again.
And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aaliyah Bryant.
It could have been worse, the parting words of workmen who departed Jamaica after over 3 months of repairing the energy grid. So far, 97% of JPS customers have been returned to the grid, while just under 17,000 customers are to be reconnected. But the linemen from US and Canada argue that number could have been a lot higher for a lot longer if the authorities had failed to plan for the disaster.
No other that not only the public witness, but the utility itself, JPS. So they've done a great job. They really have. They prepared before the storm, and that helped them a lot. And they continue to work tirelessly every day to restore their customers.
And people should know, if GPS had not prepared in advance and had not sourced all the materials, it would have been a lot worse. Because you can have all of us here, but if you don't have the material, you can't do anything. So they had the foresight after Beryl to get a good stockpile of material that allowed the work to get done. So that was foresight.
So when you hear that, ladies and gentlemen, according to them people, man, I say right now, JPS plan in advance, you know. And if they never plan in advance, it would have been much worse. My thing is, sir, these individuals, probably they are not aware, but my issue with is not even with JPS, it's actually with Daryl Vaz. That's some my issue there, My issue is not with JPS, my issue is with Daryl Vaz. Period. You don't want to deal with because I'm trying to figure out why would you tell us that once you give them the 150 million US, then by February I get light, everybody I get light. No man, we not talk about the man them where they are talk of some white man them from foreign and they are saying that JPS did well. That's what they're saying. They're not talking about the government. Them say JPS. Listen what they must say again. Listen to this.
That number could have been a lot higher for a lot longer if the authorities had failed to plan for the disaster.
No other that not only the public witness, but the utility itself, JPS. So they've done a great job. They really have. They prepared before the storm, and that helped them a lot. And they continue to work tirelessly every day to restore their customers.
And people should know, if GPS had not prepared in advance and had not sourced all the materials, it would have been a lot worse. Because you can have all of us here, but if you don't have the material, you can't do anything. So they had the foresight after Beryl to get a good stockpile of material that allowed the work to get done.
So basically what you're saying is that after Beryl, after the damages in Beryl, they learned from it. They got some material in place and got them stockpiled, and if the material was not here, it would have definitely had them dragging their feet and wasting their time here. Basically, they're saying we were equipped to work as fast as we could, and we also worked tirelessly. We did everything we could, and we did the best we can. That's what they're saying. Because remember, the 150 million US was to carry these men down here. right? I mean, hey, listen, that them say Twitch, I don't mean say so. I don't mean say so, that them say. I would love to hear. I would love to hear from I would love to hear from the experts with this one, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would love to hear from them. Because I found those comments mighty interesting. Yeah, those comments is mighty interesting, bro. Real talk. Oh my God. Anyway, moving on.
Electricity to ensure that they prepare their homes and businesses to safely receive supply. The JPS says those customers who experienced flooding, high winds, or structural damage due to Hurricane Melissa should be especially vigilant. The company says with flooding, water may have entered the sockets or wiring. High wind speeds may have damaged the pothead, and structural damage such as cracked walls or a damaged roof could prevent them from safely receiving electricity. It is recommending that customers should have a licensed electrician examine their premises. Customers may also reach out to the Jamaica Social Investment Fund for assistance. The JPS says fewer than 17,000 customers remain to be restored across St. James, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, and Hanover.
All right. Let me go to this. Skim through the news, then, man. See what's popping. What on there, sir? What is?
Good night, Dulcia.
Hi, good night. How are you doing tonight, Andrew?
I am well. So, can you tell Jamaica tonight, what is the name that you go by on social media?
Chat and laugh with Dulcia.
Chat and laugh with Dulcia. You're on TikTok?
Yes, I'm on TikTok and on Facebook, but I mostly be on TikTok.
Okay. So, Dulcia,
Yes.
can you give Jamaica a full understanding of why you have taken on the Jaden Smith matter and give us?
All right, now, Andre, I'm a mother of 4 boys.
Oh, the Jaden Smith thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And it is very
So
sad.
what I've noticed, oh wow, I'm butchered that. What I've noticed is that Andre has had on 2 nights in a row. He has had on guests from TikTok that is integrally, involved, or not involved, but integrally interested in the Jaden Smith case. They have followed it, and they have really not let it, any details of it slide. They really are. You see the mental and unstable man got unalive by Popo. No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that, I didn't see that, Twitch, you guys have to take down my number, man. When you guys see the information, then you have to reach out to me, and let me know what's going on. You understand? Yes, because there's more of you, and there's only one of me. So I would have loved to have gotten that. Sometimes I'm busy too. Sometimes people send me stuff in the group and I get to look at it. You know them with them? But anyway, yeah, I realize that this is the second person that he has brought onto the program to start the program. I am him. Good day. Say that again? Wow. Oh man, bro, come on, bro. I can't help nobody in Zambia. I can't help nobody in Zambia. Stop it. I noticed from the other day there's been persons coming on my page, taking down my number, joining my WhatsApp group, all type of thing. Talking about them live Them live in Africa country and listen, I need help right now. Can you help me? I need help right now. If you have a YouTube page, go online and start advocating on behalf of yourself. Go live. Go on TikTok. You know how much people go on TikTok go beg and get money? Go on TikTok. I need help. Yo, can somebody over here bless up my cash app, please? Bless up my super chat. I need help. I need help. Oh, you don't need money? Take up your Bible. And I'm being very serious. Take up your Bible and read Psalms 23 and Psalms 25. Right? Read Proverbs, pray to God, and ask God to open door for you. Yeah, I'm very serious right now. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. I'm not telling you what I'm not doing. I'm not telling you what I am not doing. Alright? Good. Just a wait for the Lord right now. Because our Lord timing is the right timing. You understand? Good.
See what happened to Jaden. And what happened to Jaden is because of his family. And family should be a place where you feel secure.
True.
You understand? So it breaks my heart to know that his family did this to him.
Mighty God.
That's a
Yes.
serious accusation you have made against
Serious
the family.
accusation.
Yes. And my reason being is because the family come out and on social media, because that's where I'm listening to their interviews.
Yes.
And every single interview these family make, it's just lies and cock and bull story. All right? Never just talk it like how we talk at Jamaica. I pay a cock and bull story these family come out here and tell we Jamaica people. First, them come out and them say Jaden is a good boy. Then them come back out again, the one with them Shani, because me I use everything them say, because me don't know them and them interview me I go by. So the Shani, the one that live in America and her son footbreak, she come out and say, Jaden look like him depend drugs. Come on now, a 12-year-old child is missing.
Yes.
And that's how you come out, come tell social media. And when people ask you something, you have to say, you have to think out the box. That should have been the last thing come out of your mouth. That should even come out of your mouth.
Yes, true.
You understand? Anyway, let me back up a little. Hold on, because something coming on up here. Let me back up a little.
Yes.
They said CDA were coming for Jaden because them claims that Jaden environment when we live with his mother wasn't a good environment.
Yes.
That's fine because them are the government and they're supposed to take care of the kids. That you understand that? Fine. But what hurts me now is Anne-Marie, that's the auntie, take Jaden from them. And them give her Jaden. Now that Jaden disappeared for 4 months, where is CDA? If this boy is in danger now, real danger, because remember now, them said mother never have the proper housing for him, never send him to school, so him in danger. All right, that's understandable. Okay? The mother have 6 of them, no, 7 of them. She still have the 6, and the one where the CDA come from, which him nowhere to be found, and CDA keep them out shut. May I ask them tonight, why wouldn't they come out and come probe and find out what happened to Jaden? A blood run through Jaden, you know? You understand? The people them only give Jaden to, they anti them, all them do a run up and down in a Jamaica and hide. Them come out and deactivate all them social media accounts.
What?
Wow.
If them love Jaden so much, why would you do something like this? This is not love. This is like a family who would do something to a child, to me. You understand? Anyway.
No, man.
We may want to touch everybody in the country.
Just take your time. You have 20 minutes. But
Yes, I'm going to take my time. We want to know. We over on social media every night. Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister. Him have a wife. Him wife, Juliet. You not hear people are crying for these kids.
Seriously, how am I going to find Ricardo Griffith's family? How am I going to do that? You look like you need to call the police, you know? You need to contact the police in Jamaica. I don't have the resources to find anybody. I don't have that type of resource.
And you as a mother never one day come out and address these missing kids.
Yes.
Come on now. What kind of mother you is? Eh? What kind of mama you is?
Yes.
Eh? To say you are the first lady and you know come out and condemn all these missing kids.
But if you realize, Juliet Hollis has never condemned the acts of missing children or children who have been abused in this country.
Never.
She has never come out against women who have been abused or violated in this country. She has never had a record of doing it. So why then would she do it for Jaden Smith?
Not even for Jaden, me talk for all the missing kids. This woman coming like say she never have a picnic. She know how it feels to have a baby in your belly for 9 months. And you sit down in there, you know, say no, not her. They had the MP down there where give Jaden the award because Jaden was a very brilliant young man. She keep quiet even when she give Jaden the award, Jaden turned to her and said, "I'm gonna make you proud, oh God."
Take your time, take your time.
As a mother, me I tell him feelings to my heart. If you look on the MP lady and him say me never call her name,
Yeah, Crawford.
them people that let me down. Them let me down as a mother. You understand? The little boy said to her the way him have gratitude. Him say me go make you proud when me grow up, you know. So now that you miss it, why me can't come out and help find Jaden? 4 months in Andre.
Wow.
4 months. Me and mother Andre, we have a 13-year-old son in Andre. Every single night we come up here for Jaden, you know. Every single night. And me a total stranger. You understand? Then them have a principal at Manchester High School, a demons.
Why did you say the principal at Manchester High School?
We never call the name for Andre because you want to hear the interview where this man come out here with, you know, the cockapole story, you know, Andre. Andre, when I find out in Andre, Jaden only go to school September. I'm going to Manchester High School after I'm passing common entrance, you know. Not common entrance, but this Jamaica Solar. Yes. Anyway, 2 weeks after school opened, Andre, Jaden joined the cadet. Jaden gone missing the 26th of September. So that gives Jaden about 10 days in a cadet. Him now as a principal come out for nationwide and do an interview with Cliff Hughes. Him said Jaden have survival skill. You now tell me how Jaden have survival skill and just join the cadet 1 week.
What? Yo, this whole thing sounds crazy. If what she's saying is true, in terms of the sequence of things happening, these statements that are allegedly being made by these people, wow. What kind of conspiracy is this going on with Jaden Smith? This have me like super suspicious right now. This doesn't sound right. This sounds very, very highly, deeply conspiratorial. How you doing, Antonio? Antonio, this sound right here? Wow, I definitely did not see this part of the show. This part of the show right here, baby. Wow.
Then him come out, him are the only one will come out and say him watch the Megamart camera. Jaden go in and make in a little Caesar, eat pizza and pop bag. So him go again as we say, Jaden take out $2,000 out of the piggy bank. He never even see Jaden take out the money and hear him say. So Cliff Hughes stop him and say, Mr. Gabriel, you know that is a 12-year-old child you're talking about. Him stop him right there so because the things that when I talk, him know say I lie the man I tell for Jaden. The man even go as far to say, Jaden say, me have business to go take care of.
Wow.
The principal. Yes.
So based on what she's saying, it appears and sounds like somebody is trying to paint Jaden Smith or these people are trying to paint Jaden Smith as a troubled child, a child that give trouble. He heard that he took money from somewhere. Why would you mention that on an interview on Nationwide of all the programs where a situation like this is concerned? No, what is going on in Jamaica though? What's going on with the police and the investigators and the detectives? We have, what's going on? When it comes to these types of situations where our children are missing, why do we find you guys? Either you don't have the resources to actually combat these types of investigations, or have these investigations come to some type of fruition in terms of catching individuals that could be involved in human trafficking and potentially and all these types of things. It's like you guys don't have the resources, you guys don't have the teeth. I don't even know what to say. This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous, guys. Wow.
Him claim somebody see Jaden in a Manchester, in a Mandeville. And the person who see Jaden, a woman who work at the school, she call out to Jaden, but she never call out quick enough for some male figure help her. You know what I'm saying like that? And Jaden run and disappear in the bushes. And the lady called him.
I remember when the police were all over that area looking for Jaden several times. Came on the news because reports are that him running a bush. Wow.
The mystery lady called him alone. And no one can't tell who's the mystery lady. The principal. Wow. Until now, he cannot tell us who is that mystery lady.
Wow.
So you see what me I tell you now? Then listen now.
Very suspicious.
If you ask the same principal if you know the family, he said no, the only reason why I know the family is because Jaden go to school. Listen now, my friend.
Yes.
The auntie work with him. The auntie where Jaden live with, work with the demon principal. Oh, you can't forget such a thing to tell Jamaica people. The same demon principal, the auntie them have him key to his property.
Something wrong.
Yeah.
No. No, listen. Let me tell you this. If what this lady is saying is true, then we've got it a principal there. They got lock him down. I mean, maybe it's too late. No, he would be the first person that I would suspect of wrongdoing based on what she's saying. How could you tell a lie like that if what she's saying is true? Jaden Smith auntie will work with you that have allegedly the keys to your property. You're gonna tell people on national radio that you don't know the family? It's just because they come out of school? But everyone knows this man could have lied on Jonas. No man. If what this lady has said is true, this man a liar than Jonas. I've never never looked into Jaden's story, when it came up, so many people were covering it, and I didn't catch the full details of it, and it was all over TikTok, and it was like wildfire. And I'm going to be honest with you, there were several other missing children at the time. And I was always talking about the missing children in Jamaica, how the cases are never solved. And it seems so nefarious. It seems frightening and very concerning that we never get to the bottom of these cases. Where are the children? And when you look at some prophetic utterances online, you see why God have to shake up Jamaica? There's a lot of unknowns happening, dark, evil stuff happening in this country. There's a lot of dark, evil practices happening in this country that we're gonna have to pay for. God has to shake up the place. God has to wash this country of all the bloodshed, the demonic activity that has been going on. Absolutely, it has to happen. No man, this bad.
You sure? Are you sure about these?
Listen, go and listen to the interview with from Ellen Lewis. And Mr. T and the auntie talk that.
Guys, give me a second.
And then we come up with a story and a make up story. Mr. T and Mr. T.
So what is the relevance of connecting the auntie to the principal? Get to
All right now. The whole connection is that's why the principal come here to tell Jamaica, say Jaden run away.
But
so when he tell Jamaica people say Jaden run away now, the police them now go look for Jaden. You don't understand? Him is the person who come out now because through him know what the people in that society. Him come out now and come with a lie to think Jamaica people would have believed him. But it backfire upon him. Because now we really see the ties together with him and the family. Because when Jaden gone missing, the auntie said, she come in at the house and she looking at the room. When she looking at Jaden's room, she not see him school bag, she not see him school book. She decided, oh, Jaden run away. And so she determined.
How did they determine that Jaden ran away?
She not look in at the rest of the house, she not go in at the back. Because Jaden have a brother at the back of the yard. She don't go to the next door neighbor. Jaden mother live up the road. She don't go over there. Guess who she called, she said? The first person she called is the principal. So you see why everything tie up together?
So you say it is a nasty web?
Honey, this is a cobweb. This is a cobweb. Let me tell you, say this is a dirty cobweb. This is a cobweb. Spider web. You hear what me say? Spider web. Andre, let me tell you, say, the principal come out to make the police them think say Jaden run away. When them know what I'm to Jaden. Because how can the police them go to the yard too? Listen, Andre, and blood out in the yard. And the people, the family in the yard tell the police them say, a goat blood. And the police then believe that and take the blood and can't go test it for human blood.
Wow.
What can go so?
What can go so?
All that out the interview. And interview alone me I go upon you know. So even yesterday, 2 days ago, the next door neighbor come out now. Come talk. When him type himself up in another web. Because it picture it up on social media and him fly out. Because all the family them gone in hiding now in Andre. Andre, if you report a child say missing, Andre. Because if me report Matt Pitney say missing, Andre. Me not going to no hiding no Andre. Every march me there no Andre. Every platform me there with a picture no Andre. You think me I go deactivate my account and me want to find my child?
Yes.
Why them come out and take a lie? Because them a cover something up. Anytime you come out and start lie, you hide something. And the family out here hide something. And the principal, I don't know what kind of web him get himself in. But he's not supposed to be a principal at school no more. Because right now, he over Pitney, where we can't even trust him as a principal. Because he get him insert himself in a child because listen, at this point, we as parents have to worry over what Pitney them went over.
So the family reported Jaden Smith missing at the police station before even searching for him and was told by the police to go and look for him and if they don't find him, to come back and make a report.
Okay, that's correct. Them confirm him missing just by not seeing. We have the recording them and them send, and I think Rise Up send them all to you. I just don't want to come over here and play all of these recordings on your show.
Yes.
You understand? But at the end of the day, Andre, we need to find Jaden and we need just, come on, Andre. The mother live right up the road when Jaden
And today, you know, I want to say Jamaica, the mother called me and we were talking. And in the height of the conversation, the woman said, I'm recording her. And the woman tell me what whole heap of bad word. Well, and I said, Mother, I know you're distressed, but I can guarantee that I'm not recording you. And she tell me what whole heap of bad word, Jamaica. But that will not deter me from helping to find Jaden Smith.
I really like
So, you are saying you don't like how the principal dealt with the matter. You don't like how the family has dealt with the matter.
Yes, it's like they're covering up something, they're hiding something, Andre. Andre, how can you come in our room and determine, say the child is missing? You don't go search nowhere. You know, go over the mother house. You know, go see the child over the mother house. You know, go behind the other house where you say the brother live. You know, go in the other room. You know, go in the bathroom. Oh, you go and determine that, so. It's an alibi them that look, Andre. So them run go up at the police station. It's not even 24 hours, you know, Andre. That's why the police them now do not really, Andre. Because all the evidence out here on social media.
So how did the police just close the investigation when they were told that the blood in the house was broken? How that?
Them never tested me. The one, let me tell you who tested that. The son who them are, will live there. Him are the one who come out and say, and the police them ask me what kind of blood it did, so. And me tell them say goat blood, because me never want them to say people blood, so we have to tell them say goat blood. And them say, all right then.
So no test was done on that?
No test. And from the people that who live there, from Jaden family more that come from, Andre.
So have you been able to get any successful leads in the disappearance of Jaden Smith?
Andre, tell you the truth. Kerry Duncan, because you know me don't live at Jamaica.
Yes.
Kerry Duncan, the only interview I see was Kerry Duncan, the one who is the head of police down in Manchester. Him still probing the case, and he's still searching for Jaden. He's been searching the restaurants, the parking lots. I'm telling you what he said on the news.
Yes.
If he's searching the restaurants, the parking lot, the plazas, the supermarket, and he comes up with no luck.
Who is this funeral home that is attached to the family?
Andre, allegedly I heard it's one of the family member who is a police. His name is probably Everton, allegedly. Because I'm not sure neither myself. It's out there.
Where do we proceed from here? What do you want to be done?
What? Listen. Right now, I would love you to probe this first. Because we're not getting no answer and we're not getting nowhere. The police will reach out to Kevin Blake. We reach out to CDA. We reach out to everybody and nobody. It's like I feel like if the principal wasn't involved in this, probably would I get some form of justice. But this principal know people in high places and him look like him have a whiskey body and cigar body. But just to tell you the truth, Andre.
Whiskey body and cigar body. Wow.
Yes. Because Andre, you and I know a corruption at the heart of the day in Jamaica. And if this did happen to one of the politicians, them Pitney, Jamaica would have turned upside it down. Because be there and see somebody tell the Prime Minister a word where everybody use. And he used all the resources to find the young man.
Mighty God, yes. When the boy go tell him about he go essay mother.
Yes, we never talk them words there. But why can't you use those resources and find missing Pitney? You can't use resources to find people who say something where you're not like. You see, this is how them treat poor people in this country. Like poor people is nothing in Jamaica. And we as the people now, we're tired of it. We're tired of the corruption in Jamaica. We're tired of it. We want to send a message. We have a march come the 28th of March. We want to send a message to them. We're tired of the corruption. And we see the corruption where they do the politics they do in our country. And they mash up a beautiful country.
You're coming with a fire tonight, good sir.
Me come with the fire and after. I'm tired of how they mash up the beautiful country. They make a monument down a town for put Pitney name on it. They don't find resources for find Pitney. They just write Pitney name. What is going on in Jamaica? Are they using our kids as sacrifice? What is going on in Jamaica? It's time for we stand up for Pitney them, man. I'm tired of them.
So I'm calling on the principal of Manchester High School. Is that your name, Mr. Gabriel?
Yes, I same name.
I'm calling Mr. Gabriel. I'm not accusing you. I'm just probing from different angles. What happened? Where did you see Jade then? What did you see on the camera footage, Mr. Gabriel? I'm asking you to come because people are saying that you were a part of the cover-up with the family. We want you to denounce Mr. Gabriel. Clear yourself, Mr. Gabriel. Mr. Jasper Gabriel. We're asking you, Jasper Gabriel. We're asking you to clear yourself of the allegations that are being made on your name. Come in front of the class, Mr. Gabriel. come in front of the class. Mhm. What would you want to be your final words tonight, my friend?
My final word tonight is, if this principal have anything, because we cannot say, yes, he is involved in it.
Yes.
But because it come out and lie, it come out saying, know the family them say, I update the girl, the Shanika girl go be here, Mr. T said that, on the interview, and them have him key, and all these stuff. This child is a missing child. Maybe this child will never come and see us again. Maybe this child gone to see Maker, and your name involved in something like this. You need to come clear your name out of this. You need to come tell Jamaica people why you like to us. Why you lie to us as a principal, as a man where we trust with the kids? Why would you come out and lie to us? You say you never know the family, yet still you have the anti-pump payroll. How can you forget something like this?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
You owe us that much to come out and clear that. And we are called to CDA. You owe us as much to come find Jaden. Because I only said Jaden was that in a safe environment. Now we're going to the devil environment. Now we can't find him.
Wow. So you're calling for justice for Jaden?
Yes. And CDA need to come out and address this issue. Because tonight I heard that they're coming back for the 3 more Andrew baby. Because the school called and tell them, say Andrew not send the baby them go school. So you're going to take the 3 more kids and this happen to them like Jaden again? Oh God Almighty. Remember time to make them stay with her? Mr. Andre, I want him to pick the sleep on floor and all clothes, you know. And nothing to do them, you know, Andre.
True.
And enough picking in Jamaica. Eat 1 piece of dumpling and little butter and little sugar water and little water and go to bed. And come out to be lawyer, doctor and all these things here.
True.
So they need to leave the woman picnic because we take 1 already and give to demons. No, we don't know where the spirit is. This spirit missing without a damn trace. Sorry, Andre. I'm so sorry. I am very emotional. I have my 13-year-old son who would want this happen to him. We have 4 boy picnic.
So Jamaica, I'm calling on the CDA. I'm calling on the principal. I'm calling on the family members who are willing to talk to come here and tell us what really ensued. I really want to know, Jamaica. We need to find Jaden Smith. Even if it is his remains, Jamaica.
That's right.
Even if it is his remains tonight. Even if it is his remains tonight. I'm appealing to the public. If I keep at this for a few days, Jamaica, we're going to get some answers. Somebody going to confess. Somebody's going to declare that they did this or they did. Somebody is going to say. But thank you for joining us, Lucia.
And Andrea, I want to say thank you so much for having me. And with the Donnelly case, you did a great job helping Mama Sophie. Listen, keep up the great job. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Let me take a commercial break, Jamaica, and when I come back, we're getting into the substantive issues tonight.
It's a story. It's a story that is very concerning, to say the least. The story is very concerning, to say the least. Laura, good night. Celine. What are you talking about? Celine, what are you talking about? What's Selena talking about? Grow up, what am I do? What am I do? What did I do? What did I do? I didn't see this problem at school. What is happening? When this article come out? Celine, I want to do Celine.
And a little over 2 months into 2026, and the police, as well as the National Council on Drug Abuse, have identified troubling trends among the school-aged population. Among them, substance abuse and sex toys. Ramada Lyons explains.
No, when it comes on to Jaden Smith, after what that lady said, if everything she's saying is true, yeah, they really need to do a serious investigation into these people she's talking about. Serious investment. I don't know what it will yield. At this point, it's been like one of the things that's alarming. Why would the police ask if that's what happened? Why the blood upon what kind of blood that's on the ground? You're looking for somebody that's missing, and you see blood. And as the police, you don't take samples of the blood to determine if it's human blood. Just samples, pictures, evidence. Bro. Literally, that's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing. If that is true, that is mind-blowing. Honestly. No, sir, hold on there. You hold on a little bit, Jamaica. Let me call my friend. Have you heard nobody's? Have you heard nobody's? Oh, man. Celine, me live. Are you there for the live or I got just text, send a message? Yeah. So when you say grow up? What, sir? And that your text out, that's what what you gonna say? No, man, you come like you're asleep when you write that message there. Go look back on the text. Come here and say, well, I will be do. Celine said, grow up. A good man, you know. Alright, that's the alright. Big up yourself. Alright. Oh God, poor Celine asleep. Celine texts and said, grow up. But she wants to say good morning. Come here and say, grow up. What? It's like she there. And we are talking about something. If she said grow up, mother have to be like, do something or say something. So I said, that message generally make no sense. Something wrong. Well, hear this.
School is regarded as a safe haven, a shield from unwanted influences. But what happens when the issues are right at the school gate? DSP Patricia Powell, zone officer for Manchester, says adult toys are now a concern.
Up to recently, a sex toy was being sold at a particular school. And it is being sold to them, and the children have been bought it, are now experimenting with it on the school compound.
Ms. Powell says it's a wrong on the part of vendors.
A sex toy? Oh, Jamaica is doomed. I'm sorry, bro. Listen. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Jamaica is doomed. Jamaica is doomed, bro. Laura, what's up? What are you talking about? Look like Laura watch the show from behind, you know. But a sex toy? Like, I don't know if I want to have children in Jamaica at this point. A sex toy? Yeah, I don't know if I want to have children in Jamaica at this point. I thought Jamaica was like different. You know what I'm saying? Where some things would just, I never knew the society would deteriorate to this level. Sex toys? This is not a place where I want to have my children. I want to have a family at this point where it's at right now. No. I don't want to grow kids in that type of environment. I would have to be filthy rich and have my kids at home with my eyes on them. Literally. There's no way I am comfortable with growing children in Jamaica. At this juncture, with the fabric of the society this deteriorated, sex toys, somebody actually is selling them. That is an adult to children. Wow. Listen, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Sex toys? Mighty God.
Who are ultimately selling negativity.
The morals and the responsibility of adults to say, I'm making a living, but how will this living that I'm getting impact the general society?
In October 2025, the National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA, said honeypack, a substance branded as a sexual stimulant, was being used by youngsters across the island.
The honeypack, which is a sexual enhancer. And if they're using this at a young age, which can cause sexual dysfunction, then we know what can happen to them in the future. So it's a serious problem that's happening.
So far this year, the council says it has also noticed an increase in substance abuse in schools, particularly the increased usage of vapes and ganja.
The vapes are on the rise right now. So we usually go into the schools and they're
Yo, you see the vape thing? Yo, it's serious enough. The vape usage. You guys remember when what's your name? Anne-Marie Vaz said the youth them fi do them work and then they can. You remember that? Yeah, man.
that we do in the schools as well to educate them right down from primary school into high school and infancy as well.
Wow.
And with that, the aim is that hopefully they will understand and educate others around them who might be using and encourage them to stop.
Now, a teacher at Howard Technical High School says substance abuse has been causing ripple effects.
The substances are resulting in a lot of inappropriate behavior at schools and resulting in violence.
That's why the NCDA says counseling is also provided for parents struggling to cope as their children are engaged in substance abuse, as well as parents who themselves are abusing such substances.
The parents themselves may also need counseling, so the counseling is not just for drug abuse. Because we are branching out more now, not just focusing on drugs alone, but we realize that the mental health is very important.
However, there's discharge.
So as parents, you should be able to spot a change in pattern of that child. So you pay attention to that child. Once you have a change, you notice it, and then you want to take that intervention right away before it spreads out.
Romarda Lyons, TV Game.
Wow.
I'm not surprised. Because the school is a microcosm of a society. The school is a reflection of the community. The school is a reflection of the society. And sex toys is now a big thing in our society today. So probably a child say, open some drawers and you'll be surprised, Jamaica, what come out of them. I'll make Ishmael and have that conversation Saturday night.
What can go?
Andre, be yourself, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
It's a reflection of what is happening in the home, the drug and the sex toys.
That's true. It's true.
So when you are seeing children having sex toys at school, be prepared for what is to come. Don't be surprised, because the moral decadence of our society has significantly been eroded. One time a child would not even consider going to school with a cigarette, a vape, a bag of 100-pack weed or 200-pack weed. But they're doing this now because the schools are rigorously not being monitored. When you look, then can go around and the next side, go bend down and stuck it, push it in and push it out.
Mighty God.
No teacher monitoring, teacher depend them phone and say them and wait for the end of month salary. You see all? You see
No, let me tell you. There's a real challenge, you know. Right? There's a serious challenge. You really need proper monitoring of our children at schools. At schools. At schools, certain things should not be happening at schools. And by law, the institution should be held responsible for certain things happening at schools by law. If it is that they need to, one, screen individuals that work at schools better, have surveillance all around schools in almost every corner. You can't put cameras in bathrooms, but you need to have proper security, patrol, school patrol. And maybe they need to have some type of audible device that records the audio of what's happening, even in the bathrooms, while they're patrolling. Because they can't have the visual. It's not appropriate, yes? I'm just saying, at this point, it's and then the parents know. Wow. Imagine some of the things happening at some of these homes. This is a headache. This is wow. Wow. Yo, I'm after this I'm gonna go, guys.
You know, this next week I come. Them are waiting on court. And the pensioners still don't get them paid.
No. Wow.
Pensioners calling me left, right, and center and say, Andre, they don't get them partner draw. They don't get them partner draw. It is really, really bad. To know that you're going to school to know. The child should be going to school to learn, but it's where they keep at school, sex education. It's where they keep at school, and more sex education. And don't be surprised it's who's selling it in a court.
Don't be surprised.
Probably not even the student are the one who are selling it to them.
Sell the student, come back.
Probably the teacher sell it to the student.
Mighty God. Something to consider.
Probably Jamaica, the teacher sell it to the student. Anything is possible under this watch.
You know, him right, impossibly it could be, you know. Sad to say.
Only pack being given to your students and your children. Sometimes when they come and soon they come home and as they come home, they want to sleep. Sex out too much, smoke out too much, suck out too much, drink out too much.
People, me I left right there, so. I guess this was where everything else after that, I believe, it was nuclear on Andre's show tonight. Just nuclear. I'm telling you. Man, I was like, what? I caught some parts of it while I was on the road. I was like, what is going on right now, bro? Damn. Yo, guys, I'm gonna go. I just saw something on like I'm sorry. I'm gonna go, man. Today was Tuesday. There was no parliament today. Parliament was closed today. Normally, this parliament was closed today. 13 hours of a joint select committee on child library. Oh, that was the only thing that happened in Parliament? And it was only 14 minutes? Okay. Yo, see y'all later, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. G-Unit, boss. You're 3 hours late. I've been on for 3 hours. I mean, this live was all over the place. To be quite honest with you. Did I mention Cliff Hughes? Oh yeah, I think I did. I think I mentioned Cliff Hughes. Cliff Hughes. Yeah, I did mention the Cliff Hughes situation in terms of how he's covering for Andrew and making the Morant Bay scandal, the urban center scandal, making the urban center scandal seem polished, and it's not really what it is. Now we hear that water is there, always been there, so it's misinformation. And the electricity situation is there. I played the video, it was on Colin Bell. The electrical situation that is there, you know, it is what it is. You know, they just have to be patient because of whatever. That's their argument. I'm just telling you what they said. Not that I buy it, not that I'm rocking with it. That's what they said, Jamaica. In essence, right? Jamaica is just one big pile of SHIT at this point. Everything is gone to SHIT Jamaica. All of it. And I have to be honest, it's not just the government that is to be blamed. A large share of the blame lies squarely in our hands. A lot of the things that has happened, we have either partaked in it or we didn't say anything in opposition to it, so we allowed it to happen, and now the entire fabric of our society is going to hell, or is already in hell. The story about the young man Jaden Smith, that really rocked me. I didn't know, I've never gotten, and I am interested to hear this principal come on Panaja TV if he has the bravery to do so. People are actually shutting down their accounts on social media. Mighty God. God bless them. Big up on yourself, and I'm out. Jamaica, Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica.